Sorry, what's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing? Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was on. I'm rushing this morning. I'm moving this morning. I'm behind. That's okay. We're going to calm down and we're going to get this thing going and get some coffee in us, huh? Get this thing started. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Good morning. 1 second. All right, now I'm here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I feel weird without a hat this morning. I also feel weird without a beard this morning. It's throwing me off. I look funny. uh, I feel like I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I look older and younger at the same time. I feel like I look older and younger at the same time. You look 28 now. Okay, thank you, I guess. It wasn't intentional. That's what happened. It was not intentional. It was definitely I was trimming my beard. Well, I was trimming my mustache. And I kind of went zoop, you know? It kind of got a little too frisky with it yesterday. And and yeah, so it all had to go. It all had to go.
It's insane.
It just had to go. It just had to go. You know, it is what it is. It was time. Such is life. It is time. But the cool thing about hair is it'll just grow back. All right. That's the pretty cool thing about hair is it will just grow back. Yeah, exactly, Adriana. It'll be back in no time. All right. They'll be back in no time. It'll be back in no time. Veronica, well, if you were listening, you would have heard that I didn't have a choice. Okay? It wasn't, I didn't just wake up yesterday and go, I'm going to chop all this thing up. That's not how that went. I liked having my beard. I will say, though, I will say, it is kind of growing on me. Like, I mean, it's not, well, I mean, like, not just literally, you know what I'm saying? It is kind of growing on me. because it kind of has that salt and pepper look to it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of getting the salt and pepper look to it, which I don't mind. Ari's not sure how to feel. Ari's not sure how to feel right now about it. Hold on, she's yelling something at me. What'd you say? She must have heard that, and she yelled something from downstairs. I couldn't hear her. But so she's never known me with this little facial hair.
It's insane.
She's never known me with this little. This is, yeah. I haven't had this little in almost 4 years. Just wild. Oh my God, what a great morning. We're already starting off. Alan with becoming a member this morning. What a great start to the day. Let's get W's in the chat for Alan for being part of the team. I appreciate that. Speaking of people that are part of the team, make sure you guys join the Discord and play bingo, because we're playing bingo this morning. Thank you, Tati. I appreciate that. But we're going to get this thing moving, get this thing going. It is kind of being weird again like it was on Thursday, and I don't really know why that is. Okay, but that's okay. We're going to get this thing going anyway. And see if we can have a decent live. We're going to see what's going on. Pixie said, "Have an amazing day. Hope someone gets bingo." I also hope someone gets bingo. That'd be awesome. We're like almost halfway through the month and no one's hit it yet. Hoping we have an extra long live day and then we can definitely get it. Coffee will stunt your growth. I'm almost 40. I don't think we're too worried about my growth being stunted. Okay? I don't think I'm growing anymore. All right. And honestly, at this point, like, it would just make my clothes not fit well. So I think I'd prefer it just stayed that way. Yeah. Velvet said, do you like fried chicken? Yes, I like fried chicken because fried chicken is delicious and everybody loves fried chicken. You ever been to Korea? Go to South Korea. They have really good fried chicken. Who doesn't like fried chicken? Do you not like fried chicken? You're weird. You're very strange. Okay. That's very, very strange. And Velvet, he also wants to know thoughts on Charlie Kirk. Well, I did do a whole thing on Charlie Kirk on Wednesday, like right after it happened. I have had some different thoughts on it since then, though. So I don't know. Maybe I'll share. My thoughts have kind of evolved a bit since Wednesday. So yeah, my thoughts have kind of evolved a bit since Thursday. That's the way things work. Whoever that person that just said I celebrated on Wednesday, first of all, just to let you know, I obviously didn't. And if you, obviously these are all recorded, so you can see that I don't. But if you're going to be that disrespectful and try to use this as a way to, like, try to, just lie and all sorts of stuff, then you can do it in somebody else's live. I have no will to have you here. So I'll just block you. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to do that here, okay? Tati, thank you so much for resubscribing over on TikTok. I appreciate that too. Yeah, we're not going to do that here. Okay? That's ridiculous. That's crazy. I don't celebrate the deaths of anyone, period. And I mean that, period.
It's insane.
So I don't celebrate the deaths of anybody. Yeah. Why would I do that? No, did I say it was kind of ironic? Yeah, I did. Velvet says, I'm weird. Fried chicken is nasty. Oh, well, you are weird. That is correct. I 100% agree with you. You are weird if you think fried chicken is nasty. Okay? Very strange person. Very, very strange person. Thank you guys so much for the super chats to start this thing out. Guys, why are you guys so like? Why are you guys trying to make this a thing about the Charlie Kirk thing? Okay, truly, I don't know why you're trying to make it such a thing. I said this. I said this before. Okay, and I'll say it again. I said this before, and I'll say it again. People die from gun violence in this country every single day. And while I'm up here every single day fighting to end that gun violence in the United States, people like you are up here saying that your Second Amendment right is more important than people's right to live. It's your side that's saying that, not mine. Your side is the side that's saying that your right to guns is more important than people's rights to live. Your side is saying that, not mine. I don't believe that my right to own a gun whatsoever is more important than someone's right to live.
It's insane.
So I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not saying, I'm not in any way saying that it was right, because it's not right. What that person did was not right. Sorry. What that person did was not right in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Charlie Kirk, just like all the rest of us who talk on platforms like this, who have debates, who have arguments, who have conversations, have the right to be able to speak what we say, okay, without violence coming after it. Okay. And that goes for me and anybody that I debate, anybody I argue with, any of that stuff, right? We all have the right to be able to come up here and do what we want. And honestly, I was thinking about this last night too. If it wasn't for people like Charlie Kirk spreading a whole bunch of misinformation out there, then I wouldn't have all of you guys coming up here to argue with me about stuff you don't know anything about. So if you really want me to be like completely clear, right? He's helped me create this platform. Right? He helped me create this platform. He would go out and he would go out to colleges, and I mean he'd get dog walked by undergrads, right? But he would go out and he would open up conversation and debate. He would open up conversation and debate. And I think, and this is me personally, okay? This is me personally, okay? I believe that the reason why a lot of the, of the people on the left, who debate and other things like that, I think a lot of the reason why they started, debating and having these conversations and opening up, conversation is because people like Charlie Kirk started doing it on the right, and the whole apparatus on the left was created to combat people on the right like Charlie Kirk. Right? If it wasn't for his side, people like him opening up conversation on the right, then there wouldn't be people on the left like me to open up the conversation on the left. Because I still do believe that dialogue and having dialogue with people you disagree with And having that open dialogue is what fixes problems. Violence doesn't fix problems, right? Conversation fixes problems. All right? Conversation fixes problems. That's why I do some stuff like this is conversation. Okay? But it's all of the people right now, truthfully, on the right now, it is all the people that are sitting there blaming the left before they even knew who the person was. Okay? Blaming the left before you even knew who the person was. You guys are the ones that are spreading hate. You guys are trying to blame people on a side and try to create violence by freaking blaming people when you didn't even know who the person was. Right? Oh, and then it comes out that the killer is not only not a Democrat, he's not associated with any party whatsoever. At all. Okay? And in a very stout Republican household. Oh, also he's repeating rhetoric from people like Nick Fuentes, who Donald Trump had at the White House like last year. Spreading, like literally repeating direct information from people that are from people that associate with the very far right. Okay? But see, just like what happened to Melissa Hortman, okay? Just like what happened with Melissa Hortman, we don't come out here and blame everybody on the right when y'all commit horrific acts of violence. Because we understand that that's not helpful. Right? Because we understand that this is not helpful. All right? When y'all attacked freaking, Nancy Pelosi, we didn't blame everybody on the right. When y'all attacked Melissa Hortman, we didn't blame everybody on the right. When y'all attacked Josh Shapiro, we didn't blame everybody on the right. But the second that something happens to one of your guys, you guys immediately say, "Oh, it's the left." And it's because you were trying to incite more violence. You were trying to incite more anger, right? How about we just end political violence from any side? Why isn't that your response? Why isn't that Donald Trump's response? Supposedly the president of the United States, who's supposed to be the president of all of us, right? All of the United States, okay? Why is he not coming out and saying, regardless of what side political affiliation, regardless, we cannot have political violence in this country? Because that's the correct adult thing to say. That's the presidential thing to say, right? We need to end all political violence, period. Again, that's what the left said. When someone on the right went and freaking attacked, Democratic legislatures in their home in Minnesota, that's what we said. End all political violence. We didn't say the right is trying to, the right is a domestic terrorist group. We said end all political violence. Y'all didn't care. Oh, well, it's a mental health issue. That's what I was told. It's a mental health issue. That's what I got told. When somebody set Josh Shapiro's house on fire, I said, stop political violence. And y'all came up here and told me it's a mental health issue. That's what y'all told me. Okay? But when it happens the other way around, it's no longer a mental health issue. It's not a singular person. It's not a mental health epidemic in this country. Now, all of a sudden, it's the entire left. And then again, like I said, we already found out the guy wasn't a Democrat. Crazy. But see, that's why people like Donald Trump and people, Laura Loomer and all these other freaking people, right? This is why they started saying that it's someone on the left before they even knew who it was, right? Because they had decided that they were blaming the left before we even knew who it was. They had decided they were going to make it something to spur more political violence before they even knew who it was. Okay? Do you think that the left was the only one who didn't like Charlie Kirk? Because if you did, I have news for you. Okay. Charlie Kirk was very, 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 okay, hated by people that considered him too centrist. The far right very, very much did not like Charlie Kirk. All right. They very, very much did not like him. Okay. I'm telling you, look up the Groypers, look up Nick Fuentes. See what they had to say about Charlie Kirk. Look at it. Look it up. Look it up, dude. By the way, I thought the left hated guns. What happened to that? The left hates guns. They want to take all your guns away. They don't own any guns. You guys don't know anything about guns. What happened to that? And literally, and this is the one that really got. This is how I knew it probably wasn't someone on the left to begin with. Like truly, honestly, this is how I really knew like it wasn't really someone on the left. One of the bullets had written on it, right? If you read this, you're gay. Does that sound like something that a far leftist would say? Is the left real big on using gay as an insult? Not really too much of a leftist thing last time I checked. Okay? Not too much of a leftist thing last time I checked. Okay? But regardless of any of that, I'll say exactly what I said on Wednesday and then I'll stop talking about it for the day. Okay? I'll say exactly what I said on what I said on Wednesday, and I'll say exactly what I said then, and I still believe it now, and I'll move on with the conversation. And it's simple. Okay? What Tyler Robinson did, if it is Tyler Robinson, if he's convicted and all that sort of stuff, which I think we all kind of assume that he is at this point, what he did was wrong. Political violence is wrong, and people do not deserve to have violence committed against them due to their words. Period. Regardless, you guys come up on this live and you guys call me every fucking word under the book, right? I get called the N-word almost nightly, if not multiple times a night. Okay? I get called F-words and N-words and cursed out and yelled at and screamed at and fucking every possible bad thing that you guys can say to me. Okay? You guys say to me. And I believe that you have the right to do it. Not only do I believe you have the right to do it, okay, I open up my platform to make sure that you can do it. All right? I open up my platform to allow you to come up and say whatever you want. Okay? Within reason, as long as we keep the live moving and, you're not going to get me taken down, right? Within reason, right? Because People need to be able to speak without the threat of violence. Okay? You, me, left, right, center, whatever. Fuck it. Freaking Mindy on Jubilee had a fucking fascist up there. And they still let him up there. You know? And I watched the hell out of it. I watched him, do all that stuff. Thought it was great. But all those people need to be able to have the ability, both, like people like Mindy and the far right people around him, all deserve to have the right to speak without violence. Now, do you have the right to speak without me telling you that your opinion is stupid? No. I have the right to tell you your opinion is stupid, just like you have the right to give your opinion. Okay? But nobody deserves violence to happen to them because of it. Period. End dot. Okay? End of story. All right? So, I'll leave it at that.
Insane.
I'll leave it at that. Okay? We can agree, we can disagree, we can have stances on the left, we can have stances on the right, we can have all of those stances. Okay? But you don't deserve to, but nobody deserves to have violence put up against them. Period. End dot. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate you. And I'm curious to see about more of the stuff with this guy too, with this Tyler Robinson. I'm curious. We'll see. Unlike you guys, I'll wait for the evidence. Unlike you guys, I'll just wait for the evidence. Velvet, thank you for the $2. Says, thank you for calling me weird. That means a lot to me. Well, actually, you just called yourself weird. You said, I'm weird. So then I just agreed with you. So you called yourself weird. I just agreed with you. Okay. And Kez says, harder to get a driver's license than buy a gun. And? The fuck is that supposed to mean to me? It shouldn't be. No, it should be. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. I mean, that's a pretty subjective statement, to be completely honest. It just depends on where you live and what your qualifications are. Anyways, oh well. But thank you, Kez. I appreciate that. Harder to get a driver's license than buy a gun. Yeah, it shouldn't be. That's crazy. Actually, it's probably about equal. They can both kill people a lot. Velvet says, sorry, what was your stance on Charlie Kirk again? I had to step out and get ready for work. Well, if you would like to hear my stance on Charlie Kirk, Velvet, the good thing for you is that all of these are recorded on YouTube and you can go back and look. All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna move on with the live. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're gonna see if we can pull up a guest or two and get this thing going. All right, that person's not there. Neither is this person. Let's see.
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That's weird.
What's weird?
Supporting Trump.
In what way?
It's just weird, man.
I don't think so.
Well, obviously you don't think it's weird or you wouldn't be doing it.
I think it's weird when you support Biden.
I don't support Biden.
You know how funny you are?
I'm very funny, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a joke.
I'm actually fucking
you're
hilarious.
A joke.
All right. Well, sir, it is way
You're a joke of the left.
This is way too early in the morning, okay, for you to be crashing out. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right. Are you going to move on with the conversation? Because at this point, I'm getting really bored with you already.
No, you're celebrating Charlie Kirk, the passing of Charlie Kirk.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
How am I doing that?
Liberals are celebrating.
I'm not a liberal.
Yeah, huh?
Well, liberals aren't doing that, and also I'm not a liberal.
Socialism is freedom.
Did you say socialism is freedom?
Yeah, when people are when stores are government run stores in other countries are literally sold out of everything.
In which countries?
Vietnam, Venezuela.
Those aren't socialist countries.
Oh yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Okay, go to Colombia.
Go to Colombia?
Yeah,
Like,
or Venezuela, where they got that Nicolas Maduro.
what about him?
He's just like Joe Biden.
Saying that Nicolas Maduro is like Joe Biden,
Yep.
it might be
Yep.
one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Yeah.
Oh, you're dumb too.
Okay.
Because you have the ideology of a liberal. But you
And
say
what
you're
is the
not
ideology
liberal.
of a liberal?
Oh, I hate conservative values. Republicans suck.
You do realize
Yeah.
that being a liberal has the values of being a liberal have nothing to do with anything on the right.
Yeah. It's all hate.
No, because you can be a liberal and be on the
Insane.
be on the liberal
You're
side of things.
insane.
Yeah, so I disagree with liberals.
Okay. Do you believe in not standing for the flag?
I believe that in this country we have the First Amendment, so standing or not standing, you have the right to do so.
Do you believe that burning the flag is legal?
Well, I don't believe that. That is legal. Yeah. According to the Supreme Court. It's a protected First Amendment right. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you can be arrested for it.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can.
Under what law?
And you can be charged with a felony.
What felony?
Destruction of the flag.
Destruction
That's
of the
actually a
flag.
new
Yeah,
flag.
that's
That's
not
a new rule that
that's not a law.
got enacted.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. When was that enacted?
2016.
2016. All right. What was the name of the law?
Look it up.
I have, sir, and I know you're wrong. That's why I'm asking for you to correct me.
No, I'm not.
All
You're
right,
wrong.
then what's the name
You're
of it?
just like that stupid, shitty Parker.
Like that stupid, shitty Parker?
Yeah.
Do I look like Parker to you?
Oh, you act like him.
I act like him?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm
Dean.
I'm much
and all
more
them-
I'm much more witty than
All
they
them
are.
woke left.
I'm a lot more brown and a lot more witty. And honestly, quite a bit better looking, to be completely honest with you. No
ugly.
offense to them. They're great guys, but you know, but have you seen me?
Oh yeah, they're great guys. Oh, I support them.
Like, have you seen me? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like this is hard to catch.
Bro, you never shower.
Bro, I never shower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
You probably
insane.
stink like a fucking grease ball.
Well, you want to smell me?
Grease ball. You're
All right.
a grease ball.
Cool.
You
Well,
working like
I'm gonna
fast
move on to
food
the
or
next
something?
person because this is a literal
Yeah,
waste
fuck
of time.
you. Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, buddy. You let it all out. All right.
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
Fucking
Cool.
pussy.
All right, buddy. Wow. Can you imagine just waking up in the morning and just being that fucking like angry? Yeah, I'm also twice the age of Dean and Parker, I'm pretty sure. So like that's very strange. They're cool guys, though. I've talked to both of them before. They're cool guys. They're cool guys. I actually shot Dean a message this morning. We'll see if he sees it or not. I wanted to say hi. Anyways, debates with Matt. Hey, what's going on, Matt? How you doing, brother? I said this guest is a special kind of dumb. Yes, he is. Very much so. I don't want to start my day with that. That's very weird. Thanks, Matt. Make sure you guys follow Matt. Matt's a really cool guy. Does really great debates and stuff too. So really good stuff. And Cheeky says, when George Floyd died, the left rioted and burned cities. When Charlie died, all the right did was hold vigils and mourn his death. Well, the reason why the left went crazy about George Floyd is because the government did it. Yeah. But you see how nobody rioted or burned cities when Josh Shapiro's house got burned down or when Melissa Hortman was killed? Yeah, that's because it wasn't the government that did it. Yeah. So you have this weird little like misunderstanding. Okay. It had nothing to do with it had less to do with the person dying and more to do with the people that were doing it. Okay. It had to do with police violence. They were rioting against police violence. Okay. All right. Not against somebody dying. They were rioting against police violence. Okay. Have an understanding of what you're talking about before you speak. All right. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here today. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats you guys have seen throwing up. I also have my live gift goal. Also, I do have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I have all my pay links in my link tree in my bio. So if you'd like to support that way, that's a great way to support also. Thank you so much. All right. These phone lines are open and we're going to keep doing this. So I really appreciate you guys. Oh, I put this in the wrong spot. Hello. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 15. I just had just a question.
Sorry, man. You have to be at least 18 or older to call in on the live. I do appreciate you, though. All right. We're going to keep the phone lines open, keep this thing going. Let's see. Oh, a bunch of unknowns. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am a Trump voter.
Awesome.
That last guy.
How old are you?
I apologize. But I guess my
Sir,
question for you
last
is-
time I'm asking you, how old are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't. It kept cutting out. I'm 29.
Awesome. Now continue, please. Thank you.
I guess the reason why I tend to lean to the right is when it comes to most discussions, say abortion, gun control, and stuff like that. From the left, it seems to be a lot more of emotional intelligence rather than actual logical reasoning. For example, gun control. You have 380 million guns in the United States. How would you implement gun control?
How would you? Well, which gun control?
Well, okay. So, what gun control, in your opinion, would prevent, say, the shooting of Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, sir. That like hold like like sir. Like I think that's kind of like you're using mass as like a qualifier for being able to implement rules and laws, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
typically
like,
how things work.
No, like how many cars are there in America?
Well, right, and then we realized, wow, a lot of people die because it's not airbase statistically, so we put in airbase to save more people.
Right, but we also made things like seatbelt laws and speed limits, right?
Correct, but we didn't ban cars.
I didn't say no one's saying we should ban guns. I asked you what control. I asked you what gun control measure. I didn't say anything about banning guns.
No, that's right. And I didn't
okay,
say
so
you
let me.
were.
So how about you listen? Okay, so we implemented things like speed limits and seatbelts, right? Well, how can we enforce that with all the hundreds of millions of cars on the road in the United States?
Sure, I'll give you an example. It differs with guns because the mental health screening you have to go through, that's great when you're purchasing the gun in real time. Who's to say a traumatic event doesn't happen to that person in 2 years and now their mental state has changed? However, when they purchased the gun, they were mentally okay.
I have no problem.
How do you prevent?
I have no problem with doing, more, mental health checks more, frequently. That sounds like a good idea.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. As a Republican, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. However, how do you implement all that with 380 million guns already in
well, first you
circulation?
start by controlling, gaining control of the guns that you have, right? And that doesn't mean taking away the guns, right? Increasing the penalties for people that have, non-registered guns, increasing, the licensing restrictions, or increasing the, mental health checks, increasing the ways that we were able to take away guns from people because of certain crimes and stuff like that, right? We start by doing all of that. Then we can implement things like more frequent mental health checks or, mandatory trainings, right? Like, I mean, you do that with, like I said, like cars was the example we used, right? In lots of places you have to have, an instructor teach you, how to drive a car, or you have to, prove that you know how to drive a car before you're given a license to be able to have it. So we implement things like that, right?
Correct. We already have that for guns.
We already do?
Yes, you have to go through a permit to carry.
I know. I'm not talking about carry. I'm talking about owning.
Okay. So in your view today, tomorrow, if we pass something, I have no issues with more frequent checks, and I believe that should be with driver's license too. Like when you get older and these older people are impaired and
agree
can't
with that.
drive. I'm totally with you with the more frequent checks for mental health, because I think that is a main issue that a lot of these people are purchasing guns when they're mentally okay, and then down the line, whether they're indoctrinated by far left, far right, they have changed since purchasing that. So I think we can agree on that. I think that's.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sound like you cut out there.
Sorry.
But sir, it's not a matter of just like this one certain circumstance with somebody that was obviously radicalized. Okay. And I don't know, I honestly can't tell you even which way he was radicalized. Okay. Like truly, I can't. But he was radicalized in some way, shape, or form. All right. But this is an anomaly. Right? I'm not talking about this one thing, right? People die of gun deaths every single day. Right? Every single day in the United States.
Yep.
We have the largest level, not only just of mass number, but also per capita of gun violence in the United States in this country. Right?
Yes.
So we need to control the whole situation, not the anomaly. Right?
So my argument to that would, you think that most gun violence comes from where?
What do you mean?
Gangs, inner city shooting. You think all of those weapons are purchased legally?
Of course they're not purchased legally. You know where the people that get
So,
do you know where those people get guns from though?
The ones already in circulation?
They get them from people. You usually steal them from people that did buy them legally. Right? That's
correct. So how does the gun control law prevent any of that?
Because you can control how people have guns and whether and how many guns that they have, or what the way in which they keep guns and all that sort of stuff to limit their ability to be stolen. Right? And if they are stolen, now they're more easily trackable. Now they're more easily, like that, there's better ways to get to the bottom of where that gun went if you have, things in the right place, right? People aren't generally stealing guns from people that, that have them in giant gun safes that you can't move and have, 5 different freaking combos on it or whatever, like they're freaking breaking into, the Fed, right? They're stealing it. It's kids stealing them from their parents, or people stealing them out of dresser drawers or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm with you on that, but I guess this ties into other Republican views of, so you guys on the left would want those implementations. However, at the same time, you're advocating for illegal immigration, which we would have absolutely no idea what kind of
nobody on the left has advocated for illegal immigration.
Is that right?
Yes.
Really?
Correct.
So Joe Biden, we detained 160 people on the international terrorist watch list.
Correct. Who had come over here over the last we detained them under the Biden administration. They had come over the last 3 decades.
Sure.
So what you're saying is the Biden administration was stronger against that thing than anybody else.
No, I'm saying that they saw those statistics and we detained those people, yet it wasn't common sense to, holy shit, we need to close down this border.
Sure, it's not a matter of closing down the border. I think you have a misunderstanding of what an open border is, what a closed border is, what the policy was under the Biden administration. I think you have a whole misunderstanding of that entire situation.
Sure.
Okay.
Explain.
Well, sure. First of all, when the first immigration bill that the Biden administration tried to push was?
Mm-hmm.
When was it?
Well, it had been, 2020?
It was 6 days after he got in office.
Sure.
6 days after he got in office, Biden understood that the border was an issue and that we needed to fix the border. 6 days.
Okay.
Which means that before he even got into office, they already knew that it was a problem and that they had already written legislation to help fix it. Right?
Sure.
Right. So this whole we're bringing in all the immigrants. No, that first border bill would have significantly reduced our immigration 6 days after Biden took office, but the Republicans shot it down. Okay.
So then how did Trump do it with executive orders? Why couldn't Biden do it executive orders?
Well, because executive orders don't really fix the problem. They just Band-Aid fix the problem.
Really? So you think illegal immigration is we have more illegal immigrants coming over the border currently than we did at the beginning of Joe Biden.
I have no idea how many immigrants we have coming over the border right now. Undocumented immigrants we have coming over the border.
It's all on the gov.
No,
website.
it's not.
You can.
No, you're
Yes, it is.
no. What's
yearly
on?
audit.
Yeah, sir. We get yearly audits, and we're still in this year. So therefore, we haven't gotten a yearly audit this year, which is why I don't know the numbers. And even once you get the yearly audit, it's a projection. Now, do I think less people are coming to the border now? Yeah, I 100% do. But I also think that
So
has
why
lots.
is that?
Well, multiple reasons. One, the reason why so many people were coming to the border under the Biden administration was because of the destabilization of the Northern Triangle, and the Northern Triangle is not destabilized as much anymore. So that's the first reason.
So it has nothing to do with the new administration coming in and going, if you come in here, you're gone and you'll never be able to become a citizen after. It has nothing to do
Let
with
me ask you a question. Okay.
Sure.
Do you think Trump did a good job on immigration in his first term?
Regarding what kind of immigration?
Whatever you're talking about.
Well, there's two types of immigration, legal or illegal.
Sure. Whatever. Pick one. Pick both. I don't
Sure.
care.
Illegal immigration, yes.
Okay. You do realize by the time Biden left office, the number of border encounters at the southern border were lower than the average under Donald Trump's first term?
Could you please post that in the chat, the statistics? Because everything I see on the Gov website does not say that.
Yeah, you can post. You find that on cbp.org or .gov or whatever. Yeah, it's on there.
Sure. Could you post it in the chat for your views?
I don't post things in my chat. I'm sure one of my mods can pull it up.
Ah.
Yeah, I can pull it up. I can pull it up and put it on the screen if you really need to, but you won't be able to see that.
Sure.
Yeah, but you can pull that up whenever. Okay. Under the end of the Biden administration, after they had put in executive action, the number of border encounters at the end of Biden's term for the last 6 months, maybe almost a year, were actually less than they were under Donald Trump's first term. All right. Because literally, Trump was not good with freaking immigration in his first term. All right. That is why, and you can look up this video later too. All right. Where Donald Trump is saying immigration is out of control. Okay. I need Congress to pass legislation in order to fix the border. Okay.
He didn't, though. Trump didn't have to do that.
Hold on.
And
Sir. If he didn't have to do that, then why did he beg for it?
What I'm saying is Trump came into the office and he threw executive orders. He tightened the border. He did not need to pass.
Okay, what did his executive orders do?
They're claiming was needed.
What did his executive orders do? What executive orders did he put in, and what did they do?
Sure, he increased the border control budget and replaced more border control agents at the border.
Wrong.
Really?
Yes, because you know why I know that's wrong?
Yeah.
Because you can't do that through executive order.
Really?
Correct.
So what was it that Trump did that significantly closed the border?
Yeah, pretty much what Donald Trump did was just stop any type of entry through legal ports of entry. Okay? And not just undocumented immigrant,
So
any type of entry.
Enforced the law.
No, he actually stopped enforcing the law.
Really?
Yeah, because the law says that people are allowed to seek asylum in this country, and Donald Trump stopped that.
But seeking asylum from a poor country isn't asylum. Seeking asylum is from war-torn countries. Those are not the same.
Not just war-torn countries. No, that's not what our law says. But poor countries also isn't what the law says. And it doesn't matter what either of those things says, because Donald Trump didn't allow anyone to come in and even say why they were seeking asylum. So we have no
over the border,
sir.
to Mexico.
Sir, listen. Donald Trump didn't allow anyone to even say why they were seeking asylum. So why are you making an argument about the reason in which they were trying to seek asylum when Donald Trump didn't allow anyone to come in and to even ask him the question?
Why does he have to?
He doesn't have to, sir. He does not have to. You are very much correct. He does not have to. The president has the right, okay, to shut down all asylum cases in the United States. He has 100% right and able to do that. But that is not stopping undocumented migrants. So what did Donald Trump do to actually stop undocumented migrants?
Like I said, there's far more Border Patrol agents down along Texas and
Incorrect, sir. Incorrect.
Look at the last
show me,
that passed.
sir. Who is allowed to appropriate money in this country?
Congress.
Congress. Okay. And in order to get more Border Patrol agents, what do you need?
The big beautiful bill?
No.
For
What do you need, sir?
You need support, majority support.
You need money. You need money. If you're going to hire more people, okay, you need money.
That's why
okay,
the bill,
sir, no,
Yeah,
stop.
bills.
No, sir, we're not talking about the big beautiful bill. You said Donald Trump did it with
which
executive.
increased
Listen.
funding. Well,
You said
you're not
that Donald
using
Trump did
logic.
it.
You said
Okay,
you need
well,
more
sir, if
money.
you're not
How
going
do
to
you
listen,
get
then I'll
more
move on to
money?
somebody that's willing to have a
passed
conversation.
bills. We passed a bill to get more money.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
great
Okay,
day, man.
cool.
Take
Maybe
care.
you can't keep up with your own argument. So let me fill you in on your own argument. Okay?
How do you get more money?
Listen. Okay? I said that Biden tried to pass legislation in order to get more money for new border patrol agents for, increased border protection. And you said, why didn't he just do it with executive order? And I said, what did Donald Trump do with executive order? And you said he added more border patrol agents, which I showed you is false. And now you're saying that he passed a bill. Correct. He did pass the bill. Okay. Which means that he didn't do that through executive order. Okay. So what did you expect Biden to do through executive order?
Think there's no clause that allows for emergency situations that Congress can allow other things to pass. I don't know.
That wasn't even a coherent sentence.
Correct. So during COVID,
correct.
Where
you are
did all
correct.
these
Yeah,
funding come to
you are
implement
correct.
these emergency conditions.
What?
During COVID, we had a huge change of funding in this country because of emergency conditions.
Yeah.
Where did that money come from?
American taxpayers.
Correct. But how?
Through appropriations from Congress.
Correct. Did they need a bill to do that?
Yes.
They did not.
They did.
Which bill?
I don't know what you're talking about. You just said for COVID, and I don't know what you're talking about. So I can't tell you which bill, okay? I can't tell you which bill, unless you're going to tell me exactly what money.
What are you talking about? All the PPA to hospitals, everything.
American Rescue Plan?
Yes, those emergency bills.
The American Rescue Plan.
In no way can Congress pass things that to do with emergencies, national securities.
Yes, they can.
Sure. Hello? I think it's cutting out a little bit. Okay. So I guess from a Republican standpoint, when it comes to immigration, why is it that the United States is deemed responsible for all these people, yet if I were to walk into Mexico and demand government assistance, that would never fly?
So now we're not even talking about immigration anymore. You're talking about government assistance.
No, I'm talking about immigration flipped, right? We're expected as taxpayers to pay for many of the services, Medicaid.
Sure, I'm not arguing that we needed to bring in every asylum seeker. I'm not arguing that at all. Okay.
But most are not even asylum seekers. We don't even know where they are.
Actually, the majority of them are asylum seekers, and almost every single one that wasn't asylum seekers, well, every single one that we caught that wasn't an asylum seeker or illegal was deported. Yeah.
That is not true.
It is true. How many people
immigration are people who came over into this country and overstayed their visas?
That was correct for the long time.
That is not asylum seeking.
That is not asylum seeking.
So how can you just ignore that?
Because that wasn't the leading cause of immigration in the early Biden administration. Traditionally, listen. Traditionally, yes, the majority of undocumented immigrants in the country. Okay. No, you're doing a lot of just like trying to get your words out. I don't know why, because I'm not cutting you off and I'm allowing you to talk. Okay. But what you're not doing a lot of is listening.
Okay. I literally have not spoken for 30 seconds.
Okay. So traditionally, overstaying your visa was the largest form of undocumented immigrants in this country. Okay. And it still is a large part of it. Okay. But asylum seeking is something very different. And the number of asylum seekers during at least the early part of the Biden administration was higher than the number of people that were overstaying their visas. And again, those are two different people because asylum seekers are legally here and people that overstay their visas are not.
And you don't think that system is being abused at all?
What system?
That they're claiming to be asylum seekers when they're not?
Of course not.
Really?
Actually, not only is it not being abused, but it's actually one of the hardest ways to get into this country.
So, as someone who is married to a legal immigrant who went through and had to get all her papers, whose family is down in Mexico.
Sir, you don't need to qualify it. Okay, I don't care. What? Just get to your point.
What I'm saying is there's a huge part of this country, especially Mexican immigrants, that don't agree with this at all.
Agree with what?
That you're not allowed to sneak into a country and then claim you're seeking asylum because of where you're coming from. And the only reason liberals are so feel this way towards Mexico is because they border us. What about the people?
Sir, what are you
in
talking
Africa
about, sir? I'm not talking about agreeing with anything. Have you read the law?
What I'm
Sir,
saying
no, sir. Have you read, sir? Have you no? Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Have you read the law?
Yes.
Okay. What does the law say?
For what law are you referring to?
The asylum seeking law.
I'm not sure on the asylum
8 U.S. Code 1158, I believe.
Sure. Could you read it?
I could, but I'm not going to. I'll put it up on the screen so everybody else can read it. I'm asking you if you've read the law. We're not having an argument about whether I agree with the statement or not. Whether I agree with the law. We're having an argument about what the law is. Okay? You didn't ask me what I felt about it. Okay?
Okay, what do you feel about it?
I feel that our asylum law is very, very weak in this country. I feel that we need stronger asylum laws. I feel that we also need, better, have the ability to have a more strict ability for our border patrol agents to actually be able to decide whether somebody has more of a valid claim to asylum in this country, and actually have strict regulations to be able to say, hey, these are the qualifications for asylum, because right now it's way too subjective, right? Currently, we have people that are crossing the border, okay, due to asylum, and it is way too subjective on the border patrol agents on whether that person actually has a claim. Then that person comes in the United States, they're here for 5, 6, 7 years. On top of that, okay, and during that time, we're not actually addressing their asylum claim. The reason why that problem is because we don't have enough judges or court staff to be able to process their asylum seekers fast enough. Okay, so instead of
I agree completely.
Yes, sir, exactly. Okay. Yeah, so what we need to do is we need to get more judges, we need to get more court staff, we need to get more border patrol agents, and we need to make our law more strict and objective on who's allowed to seek asylum in this country.
Absolutely agree with you on that.
Perfect. All of that stuff was in the immigration policy under the Biden administration that Republicans blocked. Okay, so when you're telling me, hey, liberals are all about this and all about that, no, the liberals like Joe Biden, who is actually a liberal, okay, actually supported changing the law. He supported actual legislation. He supported actual more judges. His bill alone would have reduced the asylum-seeking wait time to see a judge from over 5 years to down to 6 months. Okay, which was actually freaking a bunch of Democrats were like super mad about it because they didn't actually think that was enough time for asylum seekers to be able to actually provide an actual case towards their asylum claim. Okay, so this whole thing. Of course you do, because it's logical. Of course you agree. Anybody who disagrees with that is crazy, right? Because all of those things make complete fucking sense. Okay,
I agree with you.
Okay, so but stop with this bullshit about liberals are trying to. Liberals tried to fix that.
Fair.
Democrats
That's
tried
fair.
to fix that.
It might have been a blanket term. That's fair.
That's all I'm saying, dude.
What else do you want to talk about? or do you want to move? We could, or if you want to move to another caller, that's cool too. But
Woosah. Anyways, what I'm saying is, if you actually look traditionally within our history, okay, when you actually look traditionally within our history, all right, who has actually been more pro-immigration and who has been more anti-immigration? And I'll just let you know, okay? Democrats
Well,
as a
what-
whole have or not Democrats, liberals, people on the left as a whole have been more anti-immigration, okay? And people on the right have been more pro-immigration. Okay?
Now, can we just clarify legal immigration?
No. I don't mean that at all.
Okay, so you're
People on
saying
the
that-
right have actually traditionally been more pro-immigration of all sorts. And the reason that is because the right has tended to been more pro-business, and pro-business wants cheap labor, and immigrants provide cheap labor. Okay,
that runs completely contradictory to what's happening currently.
What's happening now, but it's actually not running contradictory to what's happening now. Okay, what's actually happening now, okay, is that Donald Trump and the right have somehow convinced you that everything is in opposite land. Okay, and the reason why they're convinced you everything is in opposite land is because under the Biden administration we had this little thing called COVID. Remember it?
I do.
Okay, and during COVID, okay, we had a destabilization of so many countries in the center, in the triangle, which in the northern triangle and northern South America, which had higher crime, which created freaking government instability, which created a whole bunch of like horrible things there, which then increased the level of people that were showing up at the border. Okay, and when that was happening under the Biden administration was following the law. Okay, but Donald Trump realized that he could use the Biden administration following the law, okay, as a way to say that Democrats just want all immigrants here and that he's actually the one that's pro-immigration, when traditionally that has not been the case at all. Okay, the left tried to fix immigration multiple times. They were blocked by Republicans every step of the way. Okay. The final time with Donald Trump calling the Senate, telling them to block immigration bills because he knew that he needed that to be able to run against Joe Biden. He understood that he could twist the narrative to make it about Joe Biden and him running against Joe Biden, okay, by stopping actual good immigration policy. All right. I think we all agree, okay, that our immigration system in the United States is broken, and it's been broken for a really, really long time. Okay, but making it this like weird, like partisan issue, saying like, "Oh, the Democrats just want all the people in," is just bullshit, dude. It's just a full on lie. Okay, what I do want, okay, is immigrants that are here to be treated humanely. Okay, that's all, just humanely.
Yep, and I would say, in my opinion, as a Republican, Trump has a very good chance of overplaying his hand. In the case that, say, take someone who's been here for 10 years and has worked here legally and has done nothing but contribute to society. I think it would be a detriment to the Republican Party to seek all those people out and deport them, giving if you look forward to future elections, demographic changes, I think it would hurt rather than help. So in that instance, like me, I'm not actually for deporting every single legal immigrant who has ever crossed the border. If you have been here for 10 to 20 years and you have not committed another crime, those are instances that I don't feel as strongly that is correct. So I think there is room that we agree on when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, sir. And completely, and again, I've said this multiple times this live, okay? If Donald Trump was just going after criminals, truly, like going after criminals, gang members, people that are trafficking, drugs or people or whatever, right? Like terrorists, like any of those. If Donald Trump was just going after them to get them, convict them, send them to jail, deport them, I got no issues. I got no problems with that. That's not a big, that sounds great to me. Okay.
So I guess my confusion is during the Obama administration, he did exactly what Trump is doing currently.
He did.
And actually, he deported more overall so far. I'm sure by the end of the Trump administration, they'll deport more. However, I never saw this level of outrage, whether it be from either party
How old are you?
or the media.
How old were you again?
29.
29. Okay. So Obama, you were in high school when Obama was president.
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. You weren't listening. Okay, and no
Sorry?
offense, I don't expect you to be listening because you were in high school, middle school, whatever you were in.
So
Okay,
you think the way the media portrays
hold on,
immigration laws
sir.
currently
Before we move
were
on,
similar to when
I want
Obama
to
was
hold
president?
on, dude. Chill.
I can
Okay.
speak as well.
What
sir.
I was saying was, okay, you weren't listening by saying this, okay? The left was furious at Obama. Okay? The left lost their whole mind at Obama. The left came down on that was the one thing, okay, that Obama freaking like got wrecked on by the left. Okay, was his immigration policies. And yes, the left does really like Obama. I like Obama. You know what I'm saying? I do. I think he had a lot of really great domestic policies. But Donald Trump wasn't freaking, Obama wasn't sending people to a foreign terrorist prisons or trying to support, deport people to war-torn countries in Africa from South America. He wasn't, sending not non-freaking people not wearing badges or uniforms to freaking break down into people's houses to try to rip people out of their houses. He wasn't doing that. Right? But he did deport a lot of people, and he did do some things that I very much don't agree with. I know we talk about the kids in cages and all that sort of stuff and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
horrible stuff. But the difference is that when Obama did that, the left was very open and adamant that he was wrong and attacked him for it. Okay? That's what I don't understand. Okay? When Obama, who I again said I like Obama, right? When he does something wrong, I had no problem, and the left had no problem coming down and being angry with him about him and fighting against him for doing that. Where's that same stuff from the right? Why is the right not freaking adamant, okay, about going against what Donald Trump is doing if you guys think that it's wrong?
I am not against deporting illegal immigrants.
So if that's what you thought I said there, then I don't know.
Well, I mean, what are you? So I guess what I was trying to get to was that the way the media portrays these two issues are completely opposite. When
No,
you
they're
go back
not.
to really, so you believe that the same way the media is portraying deportations now is in any way similar to what it was?
Of
in
course it was, dude. That was the whole news back then. Again, you might have been too young, okay, and that's not a judgment.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very grown all the way through Obama's administration. Okay. So very, very grown. All right.
I just didn't see the riots, the protests.
There was protests.
Now.
Yeah, there was protests. Of course there was protests.
To this scale.
To this scale? Well, sir, it's not just again, sir, there is a big difference. You're saying Obama deported a lot of people. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not arguing about Trump deporting a lot of people. I am arguing the manner in which he is doing it. Okay? And I think that's what you need to understand, okay? It's not Obama deported a lot of people, Trump deported a lot of people. It's how they're deporting people.
Can I raise one question to you? You said it yourself.
Sure.
The kids in cages, correct?
Yeah.
That was never reported accurately during the Obama. They actually waited until the Trump turn to bring that out.
Yes, it was. Yes, it fucking was. I remember it. I remember, sir. I'm sorry. You're not gonna tell me that something didn't exist that I watched happen.
So you're saying in no way the media during the election of 2016 that was used they said
Sir,
Trump had done that.
Sir, and you said you're 28?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So it's 2025. Okay. So you turned 18 right towards the end of Obama's administration. Okay. Dude, I had to hear huh?
What age isn't a dictation of how much someone pays.
And age is a dictation for this one. I'm sorry it is. Okay.
For how much someone pays attention into politics?
No, because you're telling me the way the media reported something at a time that you weren't paying attention. Okay.
The media, everything is video and digital. It's on. You can find it anywhere.
2 months. I heard about the horrific Obama scandal. Okay. The worst thing that a president has ever done. Okay. Just the absolute where Obama was such a horrible person, didn't deserve to be president. You know what that was about? Him wearing a tan suit.
What does that have anything to do with what
because
we're talking about right
every single thing that Obama did, every single thing, every time he stepped wrong, sneezed wrong, stubbed his toe, freaking stuttered during a word, the media was all over Obama for months and 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 months. So if you're
So you
going to
can
tell me,
kinda-
sir, that I had to hear for months about Obama wearing a tan suit and how horrible he was, but yet the media wasn't covering him putting kids in cages, then I don't know what world you think we're living in.
Well, I think there's a stark difference between criticizing someone's suit and then constantly calling another base and party fascist Nazi. I think that's completely different in how those two things are being used today.
Yeah,
Calling
because
someone's
It's
suit ugly.
insane.
because no one in the Obama administration or the Bush administration or the Reagan administration or the Clinton administration acted like a fascist.
Well, you can argue that, but I'm talking about the media specifically, the portrayal,
Sir,
and
sir,
how it's
sir,
radicalizing both sides.
sir, you're right. It is being radicalized on both sides. Okay, you are
So-
correct. Things are being radicalized on both sides. All right, but the media, and the media is a part of that. You are correct. The media is a part of that. All right, but the media is not the only part of it. Our president also does that.
100%.
Okay,
I feel
Obama
like
didn't do that.
The 51st state thing, like the 51st state thing with Canada, I think that's stupid and useless. These are our allies. Why do we need? I totally agree with some of the rhetoric from Trump as well. It's not helpful. However, like I guess this Charlie Kirk shooting has impacted me deeper. And I've gone to Facebook, and people I've graduated with have known for years and years are saying, well, it was okay because he was a fascist and things of that sort. When I have to believe that a lot of this is coming from the radicalization because of the media and social media. And I guess in your sense, like, did you believe Charlie Kirk was a fascist?
Yes, but I don't believe that he deserved to be killed
But how is he a fascist?
because he fits all the 14 tenets of fascism.
So someone on a who goes campus to campus and engages in open dialogue.
Open dialogue isn't
That's
fascist, sir.
fascist
No,
quality.
sir, that's not fascist. Open dialogue is good. Even
That's what I'm-
open
but that's
dialogue
what
is hold
Charlie
on.
Kirk
Open
did.
dialogue is good. Even open dialogue with fascists is good.
I never said open dialogue was fascist. I'm saying Charlie Kirk went to campus and engaged in open dialogue, and that's being called fascist today.
Sir, that's not a matter of being called. Sir, you're confusing two different things. You're saying that
I'm not.
No, yes, you are. You're saying because he went to campus and had dialogue, that therefore he's a
Yes.
fascist. That's nobody's making that claim.
No, I'm saying he's not a fascist.
No, he
those are
is a
not
fascist.
fascist
The
qualities.
things that he said were fascist. Okay,
Give an example. Can you give an example?
how many do you want? He was an old
Just
dude.
one.
Dude, you realize this guy came
one.
up and freaking name one. He said if he freaking got on a
Mhm.
plane and saw a black pilot, he would get off the plane immediately.
How's that fascist?
Do you know what the 14 tenets of fascism are? Do I need to pull up the 14 tenets of
fascism?
fascism are?
Yeah, whose speech is that infringing on by saying that?
Fascism
I'm not
isn't
saying what-
fascism isn't just impinging on someone's speech. You understand that, right?
Sure. So your example of the black pilot thing. While I disagree with what he said, how is that fascist?
Sure.
What quality? The 14 qualities of fascism. Which one does that fall under?
Yeah, it falls under quite a few of them. But let me go through the 14 tenets of fascism, okay?
Sure.
Powerful and
relate what you said to fascism. How is that?
What do you
fascist?
think
That
I'm
was the
trying to
example
do,
you
sir? You have to let me speak in order to do it.
Sure.
I said let me go through the 14 tenets of fascism, and we can go through quite a few of them, okay?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right, awesome. Powerful and continuing nationalism, disdain for recognition of human rights. That falls under that one pretty easily. Identification of enemy
Really?
scapegoats as a unifying cause. It also falls under that one. Supremacy of the military, rampant sexism. It also falls under that one. Controlled mass media, obsession with national security, religion and government are intertwined. That doesn't even follow that one. But anyways, corporate power is protected, labor power is suppressed, detained for intellectual and the arts, obsessed with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and corruption, and fraudulent elections.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
just
see
that
an
one
example
statement
of
falls
fascism
under
that
three of
relates to
those.
that sentence at all.
Huh?
Really?
Yes.
By him saying that, exercising his First Amendment right,
Sir,
That is fascism to
again,
you.
I agree that he can say it.
okay. So how is it fascist?
Sir. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you came up here and just started calling me a whole bunch of racist terms,
Sure.
okay, does that make you a racist?
Sure, but that
Okay,
doesn't
hold on.
make
No,
me
no,
a
no, no, no,
fascist.
no, not sure. Just yes or no. Does it?
Yeah, if
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
using, yeah,
Do I
absolutely.
also agree that you should have the ability to say it?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Do I think that you should be unalived for saying it?
No.
Absolutely not. Okay, so you can
Okay,
have you can have rhetoric. Okay, that falls under a certain category. Okay, but also you should be able to go out and go to campuses or go stand on a platform and say whatever. You should be able to say that stuff. Okay, like I don't understand
100%.
why
So
you're
how is
not
it?
putting these two together.
What I'm saying is, all he was doing was saying it. How is that fascism?
Sir, saying fascist things is
He's not in
fascist.
any power. He's not putting laws into effect. He's
That
saying
that'd
things.
be like
He's doing exactly what you're saying.
that would be like saying Joseph Goebbels wasn't a fascist.
Well, he might be. I don't know, but
He might be.
What I'm saying is,
Hold
by
on,
him
sir.
saying
Sir,
those
do you know who
things
Joseph
doesn't
Goebbels
inherently make
was?
someone a fascist. I'm sorry.
Do you know who Joseph Goebbels is?
I'm not super familiar, but I've heard the name.
Okay. You should go look up who that is before saying he might be, okay? Because honestly,
that's right. Well,
it kind of goes against your entire point when you're
well,
when like
that's intellectually dishonest, because, like I said, I don't really know who he is. So how am I going to say he's something that I'm not informed about?
he was Hitler's propaganda minister.
Okay.
Okay? He did not hold any power. Okay? He did not create laws. Okay? His entire job was propaganda. Right? Was to go out and spread the information of the administration. Okay?
So once again, you're relating Nazi Germany.
No, sir.
to what
You're
Charlie
saying
Kirk
that
was
someone
doing on
can't be a
campus.
fascist unless they're creating policies and laws within an administration. I
Where
am
did I
proving
say that?
your point that that's not true.
What I'm saying is that by the example you gave does not make Charlie Kirk a fascist.
Okay. Well, then that just shows your lack of understanding for fascism. But that's fine.
It's amazing to me that one of the few people who are out there engaging in back and forth conversations, whether you agree it and whether maybe whether sometimes it got into personal attacks and being smug, how is that not an example of free speech in this country?
It is an example of free speech.
How can you represent that person as fascist?
Sir, where in here, okay, on my 14 tenets of fascism, okay, where it says people don't talk to each other. Do I need to repeat them to you? Power and continuing nationalism, disdain for recognition of human rights, identification of enemy states, goats as unifying cause, supremacy of the military, rampant sexism, controlled mass media, obsession with national security, religion and government are intertwined, corporate power is protected, labor power is suppressed, disdain for intellectuals and the arts, obsession with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and corruption and fraudulent elections. Where in there did I say no free speech?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
Okay,
is that
so you can believe in free speech and still be a fascist.
The DEI joke makes you a fascist.
That's not a DEI joke, sir. That's not a DEI joke. That is sexism. Okay? And also racism, right? But saying that somebody is not qualified to do a job simply because of the color of their skin or their gender, okay, is sexism and racism, okay? He says if it's a black pie, he also said the exact same thing about a black lesbian doctor, black woman lesbian doctor, and how he wouldn't want her doing surgery on him. Okay? That is rampant sexism, but that's just one little instance. Okay?
I think those are obviously being taken out of context, and if you can't.
So let me get this straight. He said specifically, okay, and this is a very long conversation in which the context is very much not taken out of context, okay? And I don't know why you're forcing me to freaking say anything about this, because I don't like talking bad about anybody, after they pass, because this is ridiculous, okay? Sure. But if you want to say that was taken out of context, that's bullshit, okay?
Well, what I'm saying is
that you're bullshit.
Saying that what I'm saying is you're relating that as if he was talking about an individual. If you listen to the full quotes, what he's saying is that a person should be hired off their educational level and their experience, not just because they're a black lesbian.
No. That's not what
you're
he
doing
said,
is
sir.
taking it
No.
completely out
What
of
you're
context.
doing, sir, what you're doing is you're taking his comments and you're trying to freaking sane wash it.
There's thousands of hours. I implore all of your viewers to go watch them.
I
and see
employ
for
them all
yourself,
to do the same.
and you'll find that.
And you will find that
comment, what
this
he's
guy
referring
is
to,
sane
is
washing what he
completely
said. Okay?
taking
Because
out of context.
because what he said was, okay, if I freaking go onto a plane and I see a black woman pilot, I'm getting off of that plane. Okay? He is saying, I question their merits if they are black. Okay? Why is he not questioning their merits if they're white?
Sure. If that is the direct quote,
Why is he not questioning their merits if they're white?
If that was the direct quote,
I know. I'm asking you a question. Why is he not questioning their merits if he's white? If they're white, I'm asking you a question.
Because white people don't benefit from the current policies of DEI.
Yes, they do. DEI policies in the United States. Fucking number one benefactors of DEI policies in the United States are white women. The second one is veterans. So did he say if fucking he walks on the plane and there was a pilot who was a veteran, I would question whether they really deserve to be there?
If that's the direct quote, I disagree with that quote, correct.
Oh, but you're saying, see, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Okay? Like you're taking what he's saying and you're trying to make it something else. Okay?
I don't believe so, no.
But you are, okay? And again, I don't like to talk about this like truly,
when that's
sir.
not fascism.
And sir, it is fascism. Okay?
Really?
It just truly is. If you take all of his combined stuff all together and put it together, you're trying to be like, oh, he said this one line, it's not fascism. No, nobody's one line is fascism. That's why there's 14 tenets. Okay? Nobody's one line, nobody's one set of words is fascism. Okay? It's their entire platform is. Okay? But as I said before, okay, I don't disagree that fascists should be able to allow to have open dialogue and be open to have freaking conversation without political violence being happen to get them. But I'm also not going to sit here, okay, and say a duck isn't a duck. Okay?
What happened to Charlie Kirk was not just political violence. That was a real form of fascism that millions of people just saw. That is actual.
Sir, you don't know what fascism is.
The shooter who killed Charlie Kirk took away his First Amendment right by killing him because he did not like what he was saying.
First Amendment rights are not fascism. I've read them to you twice. How are you not understanding this?
What I'm saying.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When that
did to Charlie Kirk is actual fascism.
Gotcha. So let me ask you a question. When that Republican went into Minnesota and shot two Democrats in their homes for their political beliefs, was that fascism?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, awesome. When somebody a Republican set Josh Shapiro's house on fire, was that fascism?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So according to you, just everyone's fascism. Everyone who's ever committed a violent act is fascist.
No, if they are trying to intimidate and take away their right to speak, yes.
Donald Trump is doing that right now.
Example?
Him trying to freaking make sure that the Smithsonian can only say or do what he wants and trying to whitewash history. Him trying to influence places like Harvard and Columbia to speak and only say things that are more further right. Okay, by freaking compelling them with governmental funds. He's already tried to get rid of certain media outlets who don't speak exactly how he wants them to speak. He's already been found in federal court to be in violation of the First Amendment. Just this term.
Like I said, I don't agree with everything Trump is doing. However, when you look at current universities,
hold on, sir. We're not going to get into the university thing. Donald Trump is stopping people's free speech, and you said that anybody trying,
the example of the funds to Harvard, my brother.
Sir, if your thing is that people trying to stop someone's free speech, political free speech, is fascism, then what you're saying is Donald Trump is a fascist.
Those are private institutions,
and
they do not apply the same. If you are hired in a job, you can say what you want, but that doesn't stop you from being fired.
But it does, sir. It is the federal government and Donald Trump trying to inhibit people's free speech. And you just said Okay, that the person that was trying to stop Josh Shapiro's free speech, the person that was trying to stop Melissa Hortman's free speech, and the person that tried to stop Charlie Kirk's free speech are all fascists. Okay, that's what you said. Okay, so if that's the case, and the qualification for being fascist in your mind is stopping free speech, then Donald Trump is a fascist according to you.
So you're saying that federal funds are mandatory of the federal government to private institutions?
They're not mandatory, sir, but he didn't say I am going to take away, sir. He didn't say I am going to take away your federal funds. He said I am going to take away your federal funds unless you speak and do the things that I want you to do. If he just said I'm taking away their funds, the government's allowed to do that. He is using that money in order to stop people's free speech.
Okay. So all these teachers who are getting fired.
Sir, why are you not addressing what I'm asking you? I have specifically asked you a question, and you keep trying to move the goalpost. And I want you, sir. My emotions are very much in check. Your logic is not. Okay.
Sir,
answer the question.
Metaphor.
I don't care about your fucking metaphor. If your point is, sir, I don't care. If your point is inhibiting someone's free speech is fascism, then how is Donald Trump not a fascist?
Can I please make my metaphor?
No, you can answer the question.
Okay, have a great day.
That's simple, dude. Answer the question. This is ridiculous. I've been talking to you for 45 minutes. Okay? Jesus Christ, man. Inhibiting someone's free speech is not fascist. Okay? Okay, we have rules around fascism. What is fascism and what is not? Okay, and can those rules be somewhat subjective? Yes, they can. Okay, but just like that's just a crazy thought to put. I'm sorry, that's just a wild thought. That's just a wild fucking thought. Anyways, can't make my brain hurt. Rami, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this every single day. Well, every single day but Fridays. And then on the weekends in the morning. So thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Follow, subscribe, turn on those notifications also. Rami, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Rami. Rami. Sorry, good afternoon, Rami. And Feisty said, my Navy SEAL uncle was pewed with his own pew home invasion on his farm. He died. Yes, that happens. Unfortunately, quite a bit. Very sorry for your uncle. But very, very sad. Happens a lot with gun violence in this country. People use their own weapons against you. It's really sad. Kez Fishing said, preach, brother, preach. I appreciate that, Kez. Thank you so much. And Feisty again, big W's in chat for Feisty. Said, in my 50s, little boy, I was there. Yeah, like, I'm sorry. Like it's not a matter of like whether your age equals intellect, because it definitely doesn't. But telling me what the media was saying when you were in middle school and I was an adult is pretty crazy. That's just pretty crazy. Anyways, Feisty, thank you so much. Y'all, if you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I like to put them on the screen in between callers and stuff like that, as you guys just saw. I also have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all in my link. Oh, thank you so much for that, Tara, for the gold mine. Thank you so much. I also have a Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. It's in my link tree in my bio. So if you'd like to support that way, that's another great way to support the live. Thank you so much. We're going to open up the phone lines and get this thing going again. I really appreciate you guys. And keep this thing moving. Hello, how are you? Oh, Jesus.
Good. How are you? This is Politics, correct?
Hi.
Yes, hello, how are you? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
How old are you?
44.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, but I voted for him, but it's kind of indecisive right now. Easiest way to put it.
Okay, well, that's the smart way to do it, but I am looking for Trump supporters right now, so I think I'm going to move on to the next caller, all right?
Well, can I just say one thing real quick? One thing?
What's up?
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Not necessarily, but I did end up voting for him.
All right. Well, I'm looking for people who support Trump right now, so I do appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you because I learned something today. Because when I went to vote for him, it was my first time, and I got confused, and I thought it was a raffle.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm gonna. Oh,
You're right there.
hey, can you hear me now? Okay.
You're right there.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, unfortunately. How old are you?
24.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. All right. What's on your mind?
Okay. So I just want to talk about tax credits. You know how Trump first term he did really good for taxes, and I don't know, got to spend less money.
He did really good for the taxes. What do you mean? He did really good for the taxes.
He reduced the amount of taxes middle class people had to pay.
Oh yeah, he reduced it about 1 to 2%.
It was not 1 or 2%. First of all,
It was for middle class people. It was about 1 to 2%. The average amount of money that a middle class person was about $600 a year. Well, I mean, that's not horrible.
Okay, I don't agree with that, but okay, we can't go into details. That's my word against yours.
Well, I mean, that's just a fact. You know what the average person in the top 1% got as far as a tax cut?
No, I don't.
About $62,000 a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
and if you want to be for tax cuts, I mean, I don't really have a huge problem with that. Okay, but here's the deal with tax cuts, right? If you're going to reduce your income, you have to reduce your spending, right? Like say you wanted you wanted a new job or whatever, and your job pays less, okay, and you got this job that pays less, right? And that's cool. You're more happy with that job and all this sort of stuff. But then on the back end, right? Like you can't live the exact same life that you were living before because you're not getting the exact same income, right? And if you keep, spending at the exact same level or increase your spending, right? Even though your income has gone down, then you're going to go into debt, right? And you're going to go into significant debt. And if you don't find a way to recover from that debt, then you're going to end up defaulting on that debt, right? Make sense?
Okay, that does make sense, but
yeah. So when Donald Trump reduced taxes, which again primarily went to the top 1%, while there was some for the middle class, so again about 1 to 2% across the board. But when you drop the corporate tax rate by like 13%, right?
Yeah, it was
you need to actually reduce spending in order to be able to account for that. And Donald Trump not only didn't reduce spending, he actually increased spending. And what had happened with that is he ended up adding a third of the national debt that had ever been created by the time he left office the first time. More debt added in by any president in 4 years.
Okay. I mean, I will say, you're increasing the spending, which is good for the overall economy, isn't it?
Increasing government spending, good for the overall, how?
Spending, like general spending, like people can spend more money because they're paying less money in tax.
Oh, you're not, I'm not talking about economic spending, sir. I'm talking about government spending. See, taxes are the government's income.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Taxes are the government's income. The government chose to reduce their own income, but didn't reduce their spending. Actually, again, raised it.
Okay. I don't have much to say about that. I'll give you credit for that. Okay. What about unemployment though? Unemployment was a lot lower when he was in term, last term, than when Biden was there.
Yeah, of course it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good thing?
Well, it's a great thing, but what did Donald Trump do to make that happen?
He did remove a bunch of the environmental regulations.
Yeah, sir. Unemployment was way lower before he did any of that.
Okay, that's not true.
That is true. You want me to pull up the unemployment rate? Do you realize unemployment rate was dropping every single quarter for, I think, 5 years before Donald Trump got in office?
Okay, but it was an increase though. I get it was already lower now, but it lowered that faster when he got in.
Right, but it lowered before he did anything, and it just continued to lower. Okay, because the reason why
it lowered at a faster rate.
No, it didn't. It lowered at almost the exact same rate. Okay.
He rolled back a bunch of federal regulations like that.
Sir, and unemployment was starting to go up when we hit COVID. Before we hit COVID.
Okay.
I mean, I can pull it up. It's not.
Okay. Can
It's
you
not.
pull
It's
it
not
up?
hard to. Yeah, that's not hard to
Prove me
pull up.
wrong, man. Honestly, like I'm open to learn.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question about unemployment rate. What's our current unemployment rate?
I'm not sure at the top of my mind right now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the highest it's been in 4 years. 4.3%.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's big. I mean, Biden already gotten up a lot of like a while up, so to get it down again, it's not gonna happen.
Actually,
it's not gonna snap.
actually, Biden had a
Like,
record low unemployment rate.
That is not true.
It is true. Actually, I can put it on the screen. Actually,
Okay.
yeah. So
I mean, so I'm saying Trump did brought it down in his last office. That's the point. That's what I'm trying. Like the point that I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
you know what Donald Trump's lowest unemployment rate was?
It was about, I think, 3% ish. I don't know.
3.5%.
Okay.
Okay, what was Biden's lowest? 3.4%.
3.4%. Okay.
Yeah. So Biden actually had a lower unemployment rate than Donald Trump did.
Okay, 0.1% difference. But I'm trying to say, like, he did bring the unemployment rate from what it was before a lot faster than the previous office did. So.
No, sir. Actually, if you look at it right here, right, again, unemployment had been going down significantly every single quarter since, let's see, it peaked in April of 2010, or I guess you could say November 2010, either way. And then it just went down, 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 and it was just going down. And then Trump came in office, and it kept going down at the exact same rate, down, 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 down. And the reason why that is because Obama had really, really excellent economic policies that he used to recover us from the 2008 recession. Right. And Trump got in office and benefited from those policies. And then we had COVID, okay, which right here under Trump, brought the unemployment rate up to 14.8%, right? And then by the time Joe Biden got into office, which would have been right here, when Joe Biden got into office, the unemployment rate was 6.7%. All right. And then Biden got it all the way down to 3.4%, which again was lower than Donald Trump's low. Okay.
It peaked around like 10%. It was because he wasn't managing the funding well.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Like I'm saying, like all the inflation like peaked around like 9-10% in like 2021, 2022, like making all the food, all the housing more expensive for everybody who wasn't out of job and all that stuff, right? Like,
no, sir. We're talking about the unemployment rate, not about the inflation rate. You said unemployment rate. Do you want to switch to inflation rate? Because that's a whole different conversation.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I mean,
sir, I was just talking about the unemployment rate, and I was showing how not only is Biden better than Trump's first term on unemployment, but also is currently better. Because if you actually look right here, when in Joe Biden's last, full month in office, the unemployment rate was 4.1%, and now it's up to 4.3%. So it's actually higher now than it was when Biden left office.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, from the time we pretty much recovered from COVID, which was or started recovering from COVID, the last time it was even as high as it is right now was November of 2021, and which was 4.2%.
Okay. I want to talk about all that stuff. Okay. I give you the point there. I might be wrong. I don't got my data like you. I can't see what you're showing me, but I believe you. I might be wrong about that. Okay. What about he never started any wars? All the foreign policies. He made a bunch of allies with freaking North Korea.
We didn't become allies with North Korea.
I'm not saying we became allies with North Korea, but I mean he kept peace with he literally never started any war in his first term. What's up with that?
Sure. What do you mean he never? No, dude, sir.
Obama started a bunch of wars.
What war did Obama start?
Iran war.
He started the war in Iran.
Yeah, a bunch of Middle East stuff.
Yeah, didn't Israel just bomb Iran a few months ago?
Okay,
didn't we just bomb Iran in a few weeks, 3 months ago?
Okay, but I'm trying to say he did try to stop it, and then he tried to put this cease and desist in the war, and then they didn't follow it. So he has to answer back. He had to do something.
Sure, I think here's the big thing. Okay, for some reason, which is a wild claim, and I don't know why. I truly don't know why we're even having like this conversation. This whole I don't know how people have gotten into this no new wars thing. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Okay. The US president's job is not to make sure that other countries that are not the US don't go to war. That has never been the US president's job. Ever.
If you do stop the wars, then I mean you can increase the trade, right? I mean, I don't know. If, let's say we're fighting with like some random country, instead of fighting, we're spending all that money or whatever. You can, I don't know, trade whatever they have, any goods that they have.
Sure, we're not spending all of our money anywhere.
It's insane.
What are you talking about?
Can you tell me how much did Obama spend on wars in his term?
Probably a lot, but so did Donald Trump.
Piss ton of money, trillions of dollars.
Yeah, so did Donald Trump.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Not as much. Not as much.
Well, not as much because he wasn't president as long.
So it was over 10x like what he spent.
Sir, do you think Trump didn't stop spending money on wars? They were spending hundreds of billions of dollars.
Way less money. Way less money. It's not okay. Of course, they're gonna spend money.
Sir,
on that.
so are you talking about spending money now, or are you talking about starting wars?
It's like related. Like,
no,
it's not
sir.
like like
You're saying, sir, again, there is a difference between us funding a war, us being part of a war, and the president of the United States starting a war. Okay? And Obama didn't start any wars. Okay? Donald Trump also didn't start any wars in his first term. This term's a little different. He is kind of starting wars this one. But he didn't start any wars, and Biden didn't start any wars. Donald Trump's not the president of peace. He literally just he's literally right now trying to rename the Department of Defense Department of War. That's literally currently what he's doing. He's bombing boats in Venezuela. Okay? We bombed Iran.
What are those boats doing? Tell me what those boats.
Sir,
those
I
boats
don't
are doing.
care what the boats were doing. That doesn't
You
have.
shouldn't care.
Why do, sir? It has nothing to do with the. What's your argument? Oh, they were carrying drugs, so therefore it's okay to start the war.
I'm not saying it's okay to start the war.
But that's what I'm arguing, sir. I'm arguing.
You're increasing crime. Like, those drugs are gonna increase crime in the United States.
Sir, whether they are or not, that is not peaceful.
How are you supposed to do that? Like, are you just supposed to let them in and like put them in?
Sir, first of all, most evidence is not showing that was actually a boat carrying drugs whatsoever. They think possibly it was carrying people. Second of all, if it was carrying drugs, the way that you get to the people that are carrying drugs is by stopping the top of the food chain of the people that are carrying drugs, and they're not usually on the boats. Okay? Also, you can't question somebody about where the drugs are coming from if you blow them up.
It is okay. Okay. First of all, we're gonna talk about the top of the food chain. What about the fact that literally like all illegal immigration in the southern border has lowered down, like literally like it's record low now because they're enforcing like not bringing illegal people into the country?
No, they're enforcing not having legal people enter the country.
Illegal people? That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Illegal people into the country.
No, legal people. Illegal people were already being enforced. Do you know how many undocumented migrants the Biden administration deported at the southern border last year?
A lot, but the thing is like,
hold on, how many? How many is a lot?
We can't put numbers on this. We can't put numbers on this because we don't know it.
Yes,
There's no stats. There's no stats on it.
You don't think the Border Patrol kept a stat of how many people they deported?
No, what I'm saying is not accurate.
Oh, gotcha. So you're saying it's not accurate.
How many people they didn't deport?
How many people didn't they deport? Lots of them.
Like a lot. That's what I'm saying.
But sir, that's not the question. You're saying that we weren't enforcing laws, okay, at the southern border. If we weren't enforcing laws, then why were we stopping and deporting so many people?
Sorry, say it again.
You said we weren't enforcing laws. If we weren't enforcing laws, then how were we deporting so many people?
We weren't or we were?
Sure. If you're saying we weren't enforcing the law, how were we deporting so many people if we weren't enforcing the law?
I'm just not as good though. Like, okay, I get that. I'm saying, what I'm trying to say right now, there's a lot less illegal immigrants. Just because, like, objectively, if you look how much Trump has done to like support, like how much funding there is now for like the southern border, it's a lot more. They're painting the wall black, which is not gonna make it harder. It's gonna make it harder. So we don't know, but we can estimate.
You
that
realize they're
doing all
painting
this-
our side black, right?
Okay. I do realize that
Not the other side.
it's still gonna make. Okay, you still realize you have to like still go through our side, right? Like, so like half and half. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you
Is Donald Trump trying to keep people in? Is that what we're doing?
No, that's not. Okay, I'm saying if you're gonna jump, you have to go down. It's still gonna be like really, really hard. It's gonna be a lot harder for you, even if it's not perfect. It's gonna be harder for you,
You could just push off.
right? Sorry,
You could just push off.
push off. It's not that
Yeah, like when you're
simple.
jumping down, you could just kind of push back.
Have you ever seen like a video of anybody coming into the border?
Yes. I also know
Oh, yeah.
gloves exist.
You also know gloves. Okay, yes, they're all gonna bring like full body protection when it's like fucking extremely hot in the border, right? Yeah. They're gonna bring a
No,
full
you just don't have to. Like, sir, when they're coming across the border wall, they don't just slide their entire body down. They usually use their hands and feet. Shoes also exist.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is he is doing stuff to stop illegal people into coming to the country.
He is doing
He's
stuff
doing
to stop
more
all
than
people
they were
from coming
doing
into the
before.
country. Okay, and
You're never gonna stop everything. It's impossible.
sir,
You're
he
never
also,
gonna stop everybody from coming to the country. It's impossible.
Sir, but he also stopped people from like he actually enabled people to more undocumented immigrants to come to the country too. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'm trying to say like it's good that we like you have like control over who's coming and who's not, because if you don't know who's coming and who's not, like
I agree.
that's where all the stuff's coming from, right?
I agree.
So why would you not support that he is putting work into stopping
Because
illegal people?
the work was already done 2 years before he got into office, but he stopped a bill to go through that would have stopped it in 2023.
Okay, so why it's like all the money that he's spending right now into the border is just going into nothing because it's the same thing as
That
before.
isn't even
That's
close
what
to
you're
what I said. That's not even in the ballpark of what I said. Did you even hear on any of the words that I said?
I'm hearing what you're saying. That I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, because your response had
the work has
your
already done.
sir,
The
your
work is
response,
already
sir,
been done.
sir, your response did not respond to what I said.
I was trying to understand you. That's why I repeat what you were saying.
No, I literally said we had a bill in 2023 that would have done all of this, and Donald Trump stopped it. Okay, so we could have had stronger border protections in 2023, but we had to wait until now because Donald Trump stopped it. He was the one who enabled
How did he stop?
bad border policy for a longer period of time. Okay, so no, I'm not saying that we don't need to freaking have a stricter border. I think that we do need to have a stricter border. I think personally that right now, not allowing anybody to come in for asylum and pretty much shutting down any type of immigration in that status is not a good thing. Right? I don't think that that's good, but I don't have a huge qualm either about pretty much shutting down the border. I don't really have an issue with that either. I just wish it had been done before.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is like Trump did. He advocated for like Mexico to begin to build a wall, and then he expanded patrol resources, and then he also
no, Biden got Mexico to build the wall.
That also happened in Trump administration.
No, it did not. Trump told Mexico to pay for the wall, and they told him to fuck off. And then Biden got in office. He's like, "Hey, can you get money for immigration?" And they were like, "Sure." And then they gave us money.
You're oversimplifying stuff. That's just
no, I'm not oversimplifying that in the slightest. Trump tried to get money from Mexico. He didn't do it because he failed, and then Biden came in and did get money from Mexico.
He did got money. He did got money from Mexico.
When?
In his first term.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Okay, we can go into another topic. We're not going to agree with this, okay? Okay, what about
it's not an agreement to disagree. I'm right, you're wrong. That's the end of that conversation. You don't know what you're talking about. He didn't get money. That is false.
He did got money. He also put a lot more money into Border Patrol, and he has gotten legal border crossings dropped during periods, like they're dropped during his periods.
I know. We already talked about that.
Okay, that did happen. So he did good.
What?
So he did stop more illegal people than Biden did, right?
No.
He did. Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
Okay. 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 to like. I'm not gonna get you change your mind just because I'm
It's not a matter of
whatever I
changing my
told you-
mind, sir. Joe Biden last year deported 685,000 people, and Donald Trump has deported less.
Not literally. There's no way to prove that this stat is true or not.
Yes, it is, because
you don't know
literally
how
every
many
single
people
apprehension,
has to be.
every single apprehension,
That's the
stop,
people
and
they did deport.
deportation is
What about the
recorded.
people that they didn't deport? What about the people that they didn't deport? What about literally there's cartels in Mexico saying they can't literally put in drugs, like from reporters going up to cartels. I don't know if you've seen that interview that happened with what is it?
You think drugs aren't? Do you realize that 90% of fentanyl in the United States is brought in by U.S. citizens, right?
Okay. I don't believe that's true. I
So
don't think that's true.
your belief in this does not change it
Okay,
at all.
that
Okay?
doesn't change things. Where are you pulling this stat from? Where are you pulling this stat from?
Dude, you
show me
can
where
you
pull
can
it.
literally pull it from Customs and Border Patrol.
Pull it up.
Why?
It's so easy to pull it up. Because you're trying to prove a point. It's like I can't make something out and be like, oh, Trump made like $300 billion. Like I have to prove it, right? Like, okay, you said a point, prove it. Like where are you pulling this data from?
Customs and Border Patrol's website. More than 90% of interdicted fentanyl is stopped at ports of entry where cartels attempt to smuggle it, primarily in vehicles driven by U.S. citizens. Customs and cbp.gov.
What do you look up from? Let me look it up as well because I can't see your stream while I'm talking and over the phone. Hello?
Do I need to make it bigger for you guys? I don't know if I can make it any bigger. There we go. Kez, thank you so much for the $2 super chat while we wait for this guy to figure this out. I said, how many points does Polly have? I don't know. Is anybody keeping track of my points? Thank you so much, Kez. Y'all, if you'd like to support the live, please consider sending a super chat or I don't know, something. Becoming a member. That'd be a cool way to do it. Becoming a member or subscriber. We do have some subs in here. I didn't freaking call them all out, and I meant to, and I forgot. Let me see if I can expand this and see if I can find them all. Kayla, thank you so much for the 13-month subscription on TikTok. I really appreciate that. Blinded Me with Science, thank you so much for the 11-month subscription on TikTok. I appreciate that. JB, thank you so much for the 13-month subscription. Sammy with the 18-month subscription. Thank you guys so much. And Tati, I know I already called you out. Thank you so much for the subscription on that also. Thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions over there. And then, of course, we already had one of the new members on YouTube also. So if you guys would like to say a super chat to support or become like a member or subscriber, that's a great way to hang out and be a part of the team. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that.
Did he fund it?
What?
What I'm trying to say, like, okay, even if U.S. citizens do bring it into the country, which I don't. Okay, that's okay. Okay, what I was trying to say is, like, even if that is true, like, what I'm trying to say is, where is that stuff coming from? Why did it? Like, have you seen, like, Trump also was trying to intercept Mexican operations for bringing illegal drugs into the country? Like, don't you think that's a good thing?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Then can we agree on that? Trump was trying to stop illegal
Yeah, so was Biden.
drugs from.
So was Obama. So was Bush.
Okay.
Yeah,
When
every president tries to stop drugs from
people-
coming over the border. Yeah. I mean, yes, I sure. Yeah. I mean, that is a good thing. I am glad that presidents do that. I think that's pretty awesome.
Can you pull up what a specific thing Biden did to, like, what did Biden do to Mexico to try to stop that?
Which time? Biden got their freaking military deployed to the southern border. He got money for them for border protections.
So did Trump. But
You
Trump did
didn't
it at a
ask
massive
me,
scale.
sir. You
He did
didn't ask
way
me,
more.
sir. You didn't ask me what Trump did. You said name one thing that Biden did. I just named two.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is Trump did a lot more than that.
Okay. Well, you have not proven that.
Okay. Do you wanna? Okay, I'll pull up the funding. Give me one thing.
Taurus, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Give big W's in the chat for Taurus for the 5 gifted. If you just got a membership from Taurus, make sure you put in an extra W in there to make sure you thank him for that. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Taurus. Big W's in the chat for Taurus.
Just 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
All right. Well,
Okay. Here, I have it here. From the White House page, it says that FY 2025 budget.
you're on whitehouse.gov.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do realize that's just Trump just saying whatever he wants, right?
Okay. Where do you want me to pull it from? Another source?
I don't know.
Let me
Somebody
bring it up.
that's not just Trump saying what he wants. That would be like me having my own website and me putting on that website. Paulie is the prettiest, most beautiful man that's ever existed. He's also 6'5".
Yeah, anyways, that's objectively true. You're
Okay.
overweight.
He's 6'5" and has a six pack. Right? I could put
Yeah,
that on there.
six-pack.
It doesn't make it true, but I could put it on my website.
Okay, sure, bro. Okay, let me
Yeah,
pull up another.
I can put whatever I want on my website.
Yeah, so fucking random. Okay. Anyway,
Anyways, I'm gonna move on to the next caller because this is this is literally getting
That's
like
White
boring
House.
the hell out of me.
in the Biden White House arches, I have it here. No, 1 second. I have it here.
I don't want to hear what Biden says either.
Oh, but we're pulling up. Okay, I'm trying to pull up the funding one against the other one, right? Because you said
Sure.
Biden did
This
the
wasn't
exact same
an
thing.
argument on who had more funding. You said Biden didn't do anything. Name one thing Biden did, so I named it.
I said Biden did. And what I'm trying to say is Trump did a lot more to stop that, which is a really good thing, and it's like
Okay. Well, he didn't get more money from Mexico. He didn't get more troops deployed from Mexico. Okay.
Well, I'm trying
He
to
did do a
fund
whole
it
bunch
and
of
get it-
executive orders and put people in cages and deported children with cancer and sent people to terrorist prisons and tried to deport people to South Sudan and Rwanda. He did do all of those things. That is stuff that Donald Trump definitely did. Okay. And again, while I completely agree that we should have strong border policy, okay, it is not a matter of strong border policy and immigration policy. It is the way in which Donald Trump is doing it. Okay. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Okay.
I pulled up the Biden administration funding, and you don't even want to hear it.
Correct.
Can I at least tell you?
No, I'm good. I'm going to move on to the next caller.
Okay. Oh, look at the COVID stats. Look at the COVID stats. COVID-19 economic
All right.
response.
Well, I
CARES
hope
Act
you have
legislation.
a wonderful day, okay?
Trump signed a peace package
All
with
right,
direct
man.
tax.
Goodbye. All right. Phone lines are back open. We're going to keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. He I guess he didn't want the, he didn't maybe he didn't hear me when I said have a good day, I'm supposed to be off right now. I'm just hanging out with you guys now at this point. I'm just hanging out with you guys now. I'm already in 2 hours. I'll keep this thing going as long as people are here. As long as I see my chats looking good and everything else, seeing support and all that sort of stuff, I'll keep going. For a while. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you today?
Well, I just want to say, I respect what you do on a daily basis. I do disagree with you on a couple of things.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What do you disagree with me on?
So I'm not sure if you already talked about this, but I just want to know your insight in regards to a lot of the people cheering over Charlie Kirk's death, and if a lot of their
Hold on. Hold on. You're saying you disagree with me on something and you don't know what my stance is?
No. I say a couple things I disagree on you from what I've seen, right? But I respect a lot of the things you do say, and you're right to say it. I want to know your stance on specifically a lot of the people cheering over Charlie Kirk's death, if a lot of their firings are warranted, and how you feel about that in general.
I personally do not cheer over anyone's death.
Oh no, I'm not saying you specifically.
Yeah, me personally, and I don't cheer over anyone's death. Period. Right? Like that's just wrong. The dude had a family, wife, kids. Fucking, kids were at the fucking event. That's fucking horrible. Okay, that's absolutely horrible. All right, people deserve to be able to speak their mind, speak their truth, 100%. And even if I vehemently, I can never say that word correctly. even though I very much disagree with Charlie Kirk's stance, I don't believe that he deserved to be killed for having it. Okay, in any way, shape, or form. I can't speak for other people on what they're feeling or why they feel it. Okay, I can only have my stance.
Okay. Oh, and that kind of goes on to the second portion because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a major talking point in the next couple weeks to months in regards to freedom of speech. So I know a lot of people have been getting fired over the fact that they've been cheering on for Charlie Kirk's death. Do you believe any of that is warranted?
What is warranted?
People getting fired over Charlie Kirk's celebrating Charlie Kirk's death.
People are allowed to get fired for whatever their private organizations do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I do feel like, to be completely honest with you, I do feel like it's kind of weird to say like Charlie Kirk deserves to have his freedom of speech without without violence happening against him, but also other people can't have freedom of speech. Like I felt like that's kind of a
I think
that
it
that's
goes more
that
on the
that's kind of like talking out of both sides of your mouth at the same time.
yeah. I think in general that kind of takes advantage. It's taking advantage of kind of the conservative perspective of freedom of speech, especially since a lot of these people truly do not believe in freedom of speech. The same people cheering on Charlie Kirk are the same people who cheered on his death over his freedom of speech. So the idea that these people care about freedom of speech is kind of doesn't make sense, and they're taking basically advantage of the conservative moral standing on freedom of speech to kind of get away with
The
it.
conservatives don't have any moral standing on freedom of speech.
Yeah, I would say I agree with you on certain aspects of that. I think in general they're
Hello?
leftists. I wouldn't say liberals. I would say specifically leftists. More socialist, commies, that side of the aisle.
Or what? You broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say that in regards to freedom of speech, I would say conservatives in general have a much more, how to say, rounded off or a better sense of morals than, let's say, leftists.
That's
which are
bullshit.
more of those socialists and
That's
commies
complete bullshit.
Okay, why would you say that?
Under what standing is Donald Trump more moral than anyone?
I'm saying conservatives in general.
The conservatives voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the representation of the conservatives. He was the person that they voted in office in order to lead the entire country and lead the free world. How is somebody, okay, who cheated on his first wife with his second wife with his third wife with a porn star, who sexualized a 10-year-old little girl, who sexualized his daughter, who was best friends with Epstein, who defrauded a children's cancer charity, who's found liable for sexually assaulting a woman and has over 30 other sexual assault claims? How is that person the moral have a moral, standing higher than anyone on the left?
I'm specifically saying I'm talking about freedom of speech.
Oh, you're just talking about freedom of speech? Okay. How does the person that is literally using government money in order to compel colleges to speak the way they want, the person that kicked the AP News out and was found in violation of the First Amendment for kicking them out of the White House for not using Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico, the same person who literally tried to revoke students, student visas because of them exercising their freedom of speech, the person who wants to make it against the law to burn the American flag, which is also protected against in the First Amendment, and freedom of speech. How is that person have a higher moral standing on freedom of speech?
Okay, can we go like one by one, starting with the colleges?
I don't know why we need to go one by one. Why can't you take them all? Because them all combined, okay, is my argument against Donald Trump not being on a higher moral standing for his freedom of speech. How is all of those things combined, okay, put Donald Trump at a better moral standing when it comes to freedom of speech than somebody else?
Because everything is based on, I'll use a liberal word, holistically. You see everything bit by bit.
Holistically is not a liberal word. Jesus Christ.
It's
liberal.
Just a fucking word. It's a liberal leftist. It's a what's it called?
Fuck is a liberal word? It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Same way conservatives use woke.
No, liberals used woke before conservatives did.
Yeah, and we adopted it, and now liberals don't use woke in the same way conservatives do.
Correct. So you're
Yeah,
saying that conservatives just bastardize
buzzwords.
words
That's
to
what I'm
make
saying.
them
It's a
bad.
not
So
necessarily
what you're saying
that's
is that conservatives don't understand words. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm saying that woke took a different definition as conservatives began to use it. Words
Right.
could change.
The wrong definition. That's not the
Oh,
definition.
so words have now wrong definitions,
They do. Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So
See,
do you just
see,
so do you just believe that words do not
so
adapt over
if I
time?
say this is a cup, I'm right. That is the correct definition of what a cup is, right? If
Okay,
I say
a cup could also be
yeah.
something you put in between
If I
scoring and
say
playing sports.
this is a cup, that would be wrong, okay? Because this isn't a cup, okay? It's a remote. All right? So that's why words have meanings, right? Because this is a remote. It's not a cup.
If
Okay?
hundreds of thousands of people
This
started
is a
using the
cup,
word
not
cup
a
or
remote.
remote,
Okay? So words have meanings. Okay?
and those meanings change.
Those meanings do change over time, but the conservatives haven't changed the meaning of the word woke. They just continually misuse it.
I'm pretty sure they, at this point, have changed the word.
No, they haven't. They have just continued to misuse it.
Yeah, unless you're trying to specifically say that, woke means to like past tense of wake. What exactly? Yeah, because it says the term woke.
Did you
has
just say
evolved
woke is
dramatically.
the past tense of wake?
No, I'm saying because that's the dictionary definition of woke, right? The Oxford language, right? But that's not the slang term and how it's usually generally used.
What does this have to do with Donald Trump trying to limit free
No,
speech?
because we went on a tangent.
No,
right?
you went on a tangent because you're trying to avoid the question and I'm bringing you back.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. What does
So
that
I
have to
was
do
talking
with
about-
Donald Trump being the person in this country who is trying to limit free speech? And how does that make him at a higher moral standing when it comes to free speech? Which I don't know how you have a moral standing when it comes to free speech, but how does that make you at a higher moral standing for free speech than the liberals when Donald Trump is literally currently trying to restrict free speech across the board? I'm bringing you back to the conversation.
Okay, we're bringing it back. Okay, so specifically colleges, right? Disproportionately, it has a lot of silencing on the right side of conservative politics has been,
So what? That's free speech.
right. Huh?
So what? That's free speech.
So silencing opposition for what they
Sir,
say.
what does the First Amendment give you the right protect you against?
Huh?
What does the First Amendment protect you against?
Yeah, government overreach of free speech.
Awesome. So not college overreach of free speech?
Yeah, but when the colleges
No. So the colleges are colleges part of the government or are colleges part of the private organizations?
is not.
Is not what?
Yeah, and they're funded by the government.
No, their research is funded by the government.
They are receiving millions of dollars in government grants.
Then
for
take it
these
away.
people to come in here. Huh?
Then take it away.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
No, he's not taking it away. He is saying, I will take it away if I can't compel you to change your free speech.
No, he's saying, hey, stop being so fucking leftist focused.
Exactly. He is limiting
opposition.
a private organization's and private citizens' free speech.
He's giving them a
Correct.
chance to change.
He's giving them a chance to change their free speech, sir. The First Amendment, sir. The First Amendment protects you from the government telling you what you can and cannot say. The government from telling you what you can and cannot say. Okay? So therefore, Donald Trump is breaking the First Amendment by trying to tell students, by trying to tell colleges, by trying to tell private individuals what they can and cannot say. Okay? If you don't like what a college has to say, then don't go to that college. Okay? Because you have that ability not to go to that college. You can go to a different college. You can go to a college in a different area. You can go to a college in a different country. You can go to a college wherever you want. You cannot go to college. You can go to trade school. You can do any of those things. Okay? But what you can't do is tell a private organization what they can and cannot say. And you sure as hell can't be the government telling a private organization what you can and cannot say. Let's not mention the fact that that money is going to research grants, and those research grants go to help all Americans. okay, which is actually what's important. Okay, and you want that money to not go to help Americans because he's cut off research grants for things like cancer. All right. But the entire point that you said was that the left is trying to limit your free speech and the right has a higher moral standing. Okay. You can sit here and say all day, every day, all day long, I don't care, that you agree with Donald Trump trying. Okay. What you've switched over from is you started at Donald, that the right, that conservatives literally have a higher moral standing when it comes to free speech. Okay, you've switched that to you've switched that to I like the way that Donald Trump is limiting free speech.
Let me get this clear. So it's okay for the government under Obama, Biden to give funding to colleges to limit conservative speech, but it's not okay for Trump to take money for colleges to stop limiting conservative speech.
No money from the Biden administration went to colleges on the quid pro quo that they were limiting freaking speech from a certain
but
side.
It was happening. But it was happening.
Regardless of whether you think it was happening or not, which again, you don't have any proof of, okay, whatsoever. But regardless of whether it was happening or was not happening, it was also happening under the Bush administration, and it was happening under every freaking conservative, because people that go to college just tend to be more liberal, okay? And the reason why people that go to college and are more educated tend to be more liberal, all right, is because people that go to college are taught how to research things, and they're taught how to actually find correct evidence for things, and they're less likely to just believe whatever they're told by whoever, right? And so people that go to colleges and people that are more educated tend to be more liberal, more on the left-hand side of things, okay? So saying that people that are educated tend to be more liberal, and those people all tend to be the people that teach in colleges, because again, you need a certain level of education in order to teach at colleges, okay? Doesn't mean that somebody's pushing some type of agenda. People are more than happy to, you are more than capable of going to a college and being completely conservative, i.e. Charlie Kirk, right? Who literally spent his entire, last 10 years going to different colleges, okay, to talk about conservative things and conservative, whatever, he talked about conservative stuff on college campuses. No one stopped him.
Yeah, they did.
Who?
He had to cancel several of his speeches just because these college students were sending bombs.
No, not college students. We're not talking about the college students. We're talking about the colleges. Did the colleges stop him?
Yes, they shut down a lot of his things because
Lies.
College students.
Lies.
Yes, they have shut down. He's gone on multiple occasions. They canceled a lot of these things because they could not, because a lot of these people were ravenous, were trying to silence him. And because of that, the colleges.
This is sad. This is getting sad at this point.
You cut out, by the way.
Yeah, you're sad.
I'm sad?
Yeah.
For what?
Dude, you are trying so hard, okay, to fight against people's free speech while trying to make an argument for free speech, and it's pathetic, okay? I have literally shut down literally every single one of your points. Like not even like this hasn't even been like a competition. Okay?
You have been
You have not even brought up a singular decent point that I can even waste my brain cells trying to have a good conversation with. Do you have an actual point? Because this is a waste of my time and everybody else's here time.
It just seems like you keep changing goalposts constantly.
No, you keep changing the goalposts. I have brought you back to the main point 3 different times, and you refuse to address it. And not only did I bring you back to the main point, I brought you back to your point. Your point, not my point. I think the point is stupid. I brought it back to your point. I would like, for the final time, and I will try one more time to bring you back to your point and see if you can answer it. Okay? And if you can't, I'll just move on to the next person, because it's a giant waste of fucking time. Okay? You said that Donald Trump and the conservatives, okay, have a higher moral standing when it comes to free speech. Okay? I have now made at least 5 different points, okay, about how specifically Donald Trump is trying to infringe on free speech in this country. Okay? You have not made one counterpoint to that. Okay? Not whatsoever. Nor have you shown me how any of those things that Donald Trump is doing, there's someone on the left doing worse. Okay? So I would like to come back to the main point for the third time, and I would like you to address that point. If you can't address that point and you want to go on another tangent, I'll just move on to the next person. It's really not that serious.
Let's just start off with saying that you brought out a big list, right, with different reasons of why these things are being affected, right? And then you immediately began to say, "Oh no, all these things are the same." All of them.
I didn't even finish the list. You want to talk about the Kennedy Center? You want to talk about the Smithsonian?
Yeah.
You want to talk about those two?
Yeah, and they retroactively backtrack on a lot of things because they had issues. It's not the intention. There were issues.
Gotcha. So they backtracked on removing the head of the Kennedy Center.
Everything like that.
Let me ask you a question. Where are those Epstein files?
Huh?
Oh, just since we're talking about,
I mean, if you want to talk
open free speech, I was just curious. Anyway, so are you going to actually address the point or no?
Dude. Oh my gosh. You're good. You're good at.
Sir, I'm not good at anything. I'm not even trying with you. Okay? Like literally you're not addressing the points. So there's literally, I don't even have to activate brain cells to have this conversation. Okay? Because you're not addressing the points. So therefore there is truly nothing for me to even have a logical conversation with. Okay? I would love if you were to actually talk to me where I could actually intellectually engage in this conversation with you, but you're making that impossible. Okay?
Let's talk about stochastic terrorism then, at that point.
No, I want you to address the point.
No, it goes back to freedom of speech.
Okay, well, if you're not going to address the point, like I said before, I was going to move on to the next caller. Not a big deal. Hope you have a wonderful day, okay? Goodness gracious. Phil, thank you so much for the $2 over on Venmo. I really appreciate that. I think the guest was referring to government ordering the firing of any social post that was cheering it on. Oh, yes, that might have been correct. That might have been correct. That's funny. I tried. KJ, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Can we get big W's in the chat for KJ? Says, speech morals of GOP. Fire Trump ASAP. Then Democrats were killed. He said, what? Why waste time? Hypocrites blame left. ASAP. Jesse on Fox talking about war. Fire him too. All right, cool. Thank you, W's in the chat for KJ for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're gonna move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications if you haven't already. We're gonna keep this thing going. I really want to go until this hits 100,000 over here. That's my goal is. But if you guys would like to support the live, again, like I throw up the super chats in between. So if you have something to say or would like to support the live, I really appreciate you guys. Also, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, they're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So if you'd like to support that way too, that is really, really awesome. All right. Phone lines are back open. And we'll keep this thing going. Hello? Hello? All right. We're going to keep this thing going. Woo! I think we're going to keep this thing going. Tara, thank you so much for the best dressed. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, maybe we're not. Maybe we're going to end it right now. I don't know. We'll see. 100,000 vape hits? No, but guys, hold on. I did my countdown thing. I'm almost there. I think it's Monday. I will be 250 days without nicotine. I think Monday.
Hello.
Pretty cool. Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm sorry, didn't quite catch that.
How old are you?
31.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's on your mind?
Oh, I haven't been paying attention to your live for like 20 minutes. I clicked on something else. So what was going on? What's the question?
The question was, what's on your mind?
Well, I know that, but I mean, what would you like? What were y'all talking about? I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't talking about any. I was talking about how I'm 248 days off of nicotine.
Oh, good for you.
I know,
Wish
pretty
I could
cool.
say the same.
Yeah,
I've been
pretty
meaning
cool.
to try that fume. I don't even know what's called. That little.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a vape, but it's a flavored air.
Yeah, I have seen those things. I thought about going to it, but then I just quit. So, which is pretty cool. Did have a mean craving the other day, or like 2 weeks ago. Oh my god, my craving was so bad. So, but anyways, since you have literally nothing to talk about, I think I'm just gonna move on to the
I
next
was just
person.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? I don't know what subject we were on.
Sir, I'm asking what you want to talk. You're the one who came on. You know what? Have a wonderful day. All right. I'm gonna move on to the next caller because I don't know what the heck we're doing over here. All right, dude, you. It's your job to come up here and talk to me about what you want to talk. I'm not like what are we doing over here? Like, hello, how are you? Hello. Hello, how are you? Jesus, that buzzing. Oh, that was. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you. No, you hang up. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
How old are you?
I am just about to turn 25. What about you?
I'm 38. Do you support Trump?
I used to, funny enough.
You used to, and then you decided that you were going to try to activate the rest of those brain cells for a bit?
Yeah, but I wanted to talk on one thing because there's just one thing on my mind that I can't really seem to like watching both sides.
It's money,
of it.
isn't
I don't
it?
really understand.
I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Rolling down the street, smoking windows, sipping on gin and juice, laid back.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the Second Amendment.
What about it?
So the stance on we obviously it's in the Constitution, and I see a lot of the Democratic side of the spectrum. They either want to put restrictions on it, or some even want to get rid of it at all altogether. And the Republican side, they seem to be, all for it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
I mean, I'm a constitutionalist, and I'm for the Second Amendment as well. I'm for the First Amendment. I'm for all of them, funny enough. But it's just that how come whenever the left side, when they talk about the Second Amendment, when they hear them talking about like the restrictions and stuff, it doesn't seem they're all ill-informed about, what a gun is and how a gun operates.
Really, that's kind of funny because usually when I talk to people on the left, they're actually, well, not all people on the left. I think there's a certain amount of people on, of just uninformed about a whole bunch of stuff. But when you talk about the constitutionality of the Second Amendment, the left seems to be a lot more educated. Yeah. Now, maybe they don't know everything about firearms as a whole, right? And that's totally possible, right? And that makes sense to me, right? That everybody on the left doesn't always know them. But just because you don't know everything about certain types of weapons or anything like that doesn't mean you don't understand the constitutionality behind it.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
So
I, on the other hand, am pretty good with both of them, to be completely honest with you. But
right, I wouldn't say I'm a firearms professional by any means, but I know quite a bit about firearms. And when I see, politicians on the left talking about guns, I would just shake my head. I'm like, no, that's not how they work. But I kind of see where they're coming from, and it's like,
because politicians don't know
is
shit.
Yeah, not a lot of politicians really don't.
Dude,
know
I'm saying,
shit.
if you want to watch to see what this isn't a gun issue, okay?
Mhm.
Look at politicians talking to Mark Zuckerberg about social media and the internet, or when they talk to the CEO of TikTok, when one of the dudes didn't know Singapore wasn't in China.
Oh, that was
Okay.
hilarious. The
Yeah.
dude was rating him all the time. Are you Chinese? Do you have a Chinese citizen? I'm Singaporean, sir.
Yeah, but when it comes to the Second Amendment, what I think people need to understand is, one, the job of the judiciary is to interpret the Constitution, right? And the judiciary has made it very, very clear that restrictions on firearms are 100% legal and constitutional. Okay, Keller versus DC to be specific. Okay, DC versus Keller, right? Made it very, very clear that the restrictions on firearms are completely legal, right?
Okay.
And second of all, on top of that, we know that gun laws do reduce gun violence. Like that is a fact, right? And I think if we can just stick with those two things, right? And I think truly, like, because here's what's going to happen, right? And here's what's going to happen. And it's from somebody that sounds like you're a gun guy and all sort of stuff. Y'all, really, and this is for y'all and for any people who are like huge, like right wing 2A guys out there. I want you guys to listen, okay? The more you guys try to fight that we shouldn't have any restrictions, the higher chance you have of freaking just losing all of it. You guys think that it's a slippery slope thing where some restriction is going to take it all away from you. That's not correct. Some restriction is what allows you to have it. And sooner or later, it's going to snap all the way to the other side, where it's going to go from no restrictions to all the restrictions. And that's not what you guys want. Allow for some restrictions. That way we can restrict it in a way that helps reduce gun violence in the United States. And that way people that actually should be allowed to have them, that need them for hunting or need them for home protection or whatever, can have them. All right. But helping us create laws to stop the people that aren't supposed to have them from having them. All right. But this whole like, any restriction is against the 2A is bullshit. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's something that, the Trump MAGA people, they funny enough, they would disagree on my stance, because I'm like, the background check system, for example, one, not really restriction, but more of like an enhancement. One thing that they can do, and it was really shocking, after one of the mass shootings, it was detailed reported that, the national background check system, it's called the NICS background check system, right, showed him clean and clear to grab a firearm. But if you went to the state that he was born in, he had some criminal history that would bar him from grabbing the firearm. So it's like, one thing that I would like is to see the national firearm system go deep into, like, local police records and local criminal records, which, as far as I know, it doesn't. And a lot of people, me and you both know, a lot of people on the right heavily disagree with that.
They do. But hey, I am going to move on to the next caller, because I think we probably agree more on this than we disagree. But I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, man?
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye. Dennis, yes, I read the chat. Hi, Dennis. Hit that follow button. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna try one more. I guess that one didn't exactly scratch my final itch over there. Can we get this thing up to like 175,000 likes over here on TikTok too? I appreciate that. And again, y'all, if you guys like to become a subscriber, become a member, this is a great time. Or if you'd like to gift subs and memberships or send a super chat, this is a great time. I am running a little overtime today with you guys, so if you guys would like to support, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Makes it feel a little bit more worth it when I pull extra duty. I'll tell you that much. Oh, freaking tight today too. My freaking hips and my fucking hamstrings are tight. Oh, all right. Are we not getting any more callers? That's surprising. Do I have any TikTok guests? I don't think I have any TikTok guests either. Let's see. Maybe I will end it. Oh, we'll see. I'll give it another couple of seconds before we see if we get any callers or guests. Oh my goodness. My hamstrings are super tight today, and my hips have been freaking. And my hips don't lie, and I'm sorry. I have been back in the gym. I did just get back in the gym. I did just get back in the gym after my surgery because I've been out because of surgery. So yeah, all my muscles are pretty rough. I do need a stretch. Hello, how are you?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I'm for the right side of history, but not necessarily for Trump, no.
What do you mean by that?
I'm conservative. I believe in family and traditional values, especially in this nation, built on Christian Anglo-Saxon values.
It was not.
Say what, sir?
It was not.
No, I mean, it was. I mean, we took it from the natives, sure. Conquered. Took Mexico, took Oregon from the Spanish, yada, yada, yada. I understand history can be bloody, but, given the fact that history is always, writes itself pretty easily, Christian countries are by far the most moral and objectively safe places in the world.
Christianity isn't objectively moral or safe.
Well, Christ said, he carried the Eucharist and then gave it to Peter. Peter, if you've read the books, it is like
the books. You mean the Bible?
Oh no, there's many books. There's hundreds actually.
Jesus wrote many books.
No, he didn't write a single one. Actually, his disciples decided to die on those pillars for a man.
On the pillars of things like like what? Like slavery.
To turn the other cheek. No, not slavery. He believed all men are created in the image of God.
But you could still take slaves.
I mean, in the time period, I suppose you could call that.
So not all men are created equal.
No, not necessarily. It's like you got to read the book of Job on that one. But no, I'd
prefer to read the book of Leviticus when God tells his people that they can go and collect slaves and kidnap people and make slaves from the nations surrounding them, and they can hold on, and they can keep their slaves. And
you're referencing the Torah.
No, I'm referencing the Old Testament. There's a difference.
Yeah, but that's the Torah. That is considered the Torah nowadays.
No, the Torah is different than the Old Testament.
No, it's not.
It is.
The Old Testament. No, it's not. It's the original 11 tribes of Israel and Canaan. Yeah, come on, man. I study this stuff.
Apparently not very
well.
All
I'm saying, what are you talking about?
Dude, look how fast it took me to pull that up and put it on the screen. Yes, the Torah is different from the Old Testament. The Torah is the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, also known as the Tanakh, whereas the Old Testament is the Christian term for the entire Hebrew Bible, which includes the Torahs and other books. In simpler terms, the Torah is part of the Old Testament, not the same as the whole.
It's the same thing, though. We're referencing the same material.
Well, let's just ignore it then. Okay.
All I'm saying is this is a Christian country with Christian values.
Yeah, even though the Federalist Papers specifically said that it was not.
I don't believe in the Federalist Papers then, 100%.
You don't believe in the existence of something that exists?
No, I don't believe in what they're saying. I believe in
who wrote
Christ
them?
And holy be Christ. And
hold on, who wrote the Federalist Papers?
I'm not familiar with that piece of history.
Oh, they were
mainly on
the Federalist Papers were written by the founders of the country. Okay, who specifically said that they did not do this on top of Anglo-Christian values? Yeah,
so
they weren't even all
let me
Christians.
Get this straight. Your argument, as of today, right now, is that Trump is bad and Kamala was good.
Well, my argument right now is that we were not built on Anglo-Saxon Christian values. Okay, because a lot of the founding fathers weren't even Christians.
Yeah, they were actually Masons, which are
some were Masons, some were just deists.
Our favorite people, the great 11 tribes. I don't want to say too much on your live stream; you'll get banned quick. But no, we don't believe in the Pharisees, nor do I believe in Israel, Talmudism. No, not at all. Which is being pushed heavily right now. Heavily.
I don't know what any of this has to do with the fact that we're not a Christian nation.
Well, because a Christian nation is the best possible source of any form of culture ever. That's my argument.
And how's that?
Because Muslims can exist, Jews can exist, all under a Christian flag, but the inverse is physically and socially impossible.
The Nazis were Christians, right?
Yeah, I believe in a lot of their values, but the way they handled it was absolutely horrible. And
there
terrible.
You go. Now we got to it. There we are.
No. Like let's think about World War One, post World War One Berlin. Let's think about the climate they were the German people were having. No, seriously, they were full of debauchery and poison in their culture. The women and daughters being prostitutes, mother daughters, the transgender.
Anyways, Joey, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said the judiciary can't be the sole interpreter of the Constitution. The Constitution is a contract between the states and the federal government. Nobody would enter a contract where where only the other party gets to interpret it. Yeah, well, actually, technically, it wasn't supposed to be a contract where the other part was supposed to be interpreting it. See, the judiciary was specifically supposed to be completely separate, right? Though part of the federal government, it was supposed to be something that was completely separate and able to interpret the Constitution without having partisan, leanings, right? It was supposed to just go, hey, this is the Constitution, this is what it was meant, and be able to set precedent in order to be able to do that, right? That's what they were for. It wasn't until later, all right, when the Constitution, when the judiciary became a partisan political group. Okay. Because the Constitution does show the judiciary to be the interpreters of the Constitution. And the states did agree with that because the states also agreed to be a part of that check and balance, right? The states also agreed to be under that Constitution of the federal government. So yes, they would, and yes, they did. Okay. But it sure as hell wasn't supposed to be the executive. I'll tell you that straightforward. It was not supposed to be the executive in any way, shape, and form. But Joey, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. And a big W's in the chat for Joey for that super chat. I think at this point I am going to call today. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day.
It's insane.
I'm going to be back on tomorrow at noon Central again. If I'm not, I might bounce around some panels and stuff. Heathen, thank you so much for the $20 super chat on the last second there. I appreciate that. It's that word is Chino, Christian in name only. I like that. Like Chino Hills. I'm going to use that. Christian in name only. I'm definitely going to use that. Word of the day, folks. W's the chat for Heathen for the word of the day over here. All right, y'all. I will be back on tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, not noon, 10. I'll be back on at 10 Central tomorrow before football. So I'll see you guys then, all right? I love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.